everybody. How's everyone doing today? Nice little Monday action. Monday stream. Omid Hamadanyan in the chat, everybody. That was, by the way, that Mia intro provided by Omid. Custom guitar solo soundtrack made just for the stream. How do you guys like that? We got custom intros up in here. We're bringing up the production quality around here, guys. Boys and girls. The production quality is moving to the next level. All these streamers, they're lazy. They're lazy. They put nothing into the production quality. They just think they can throw a stream up whenever they want, get 300 or 400 viewers, and people are just going to throw money at them. That's not how it works out. No, I've had this camera for a while, actually. For a couple months. I got it for my birthday. But it is dialed in as good as it can be. So, let's see. What's going on in the chat here, everybody? I can see there's already been some chatting going on. Even before I go streaming, I love when people pop in there before the stream goes live. Yeah, Redheaded Princess says, new super chats. Yes. So, there will be some surprises if you guys decide to super chat. That's all I can really say for now. And, I'm going to keep refining that and making it better and better and better and better. And it will be unique to this stream, and no other vegan or ex-vegan or fitness people will have that type of thing going on. Anyway, enough patting myself on the back. Joe Pearson says she can't participate, but have a good evening. You have a good evening too. I hope you all are doing well and you had a good weekend. It's Monday. I don't know what you guys do. You're here for every stream. It's amazing. Obviously unemployed, like your boy over here. Hello from Australia. See, I like this time frame, the 3 to 5 p.m. because you can get it's not too late where Europeans can't get on. Plus, you're getting people off work. You know nobody's doing any work after 3 p.m. anyways, right? So like everybody in California, they're asleep at the desk. They got their headphones in. They're having a good time. And then we also have the Australians being able to pop in. See, it's 7 a.m. This is like the perfect time here. Once again, Omid Hamadanyan, thank you for the intro. I love it. Gets me fired up. I was dancing with the camera off. Unemployed, I made 10K last month. Damn. That's what's up. Good work, Planetary Farms. I'm proud of you. She does not have a name. She only is known as Planetary Farms. What's up from Toronto? We got some Torontoians around. I do know that. Tess is her own boss, not unemployed. Yep. Clean. Another Canadian. Honest AF. Hello. Tiana, hello. Yeah, so I thought we'd throw a little stream up today. We'd hang out together. And we'll maybe just cover some topics. If you guys have any questions, that'd be cool. I've been making some, more formal edited content again lately. We had our little beef with Mr. Dorkboy, a.k.a. Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegan last week, who's now running for city councilman in Long Beach, unfortunately for that city. More liberal BS going on in that city. One of his main concerns is getting rid of a slaughterhouse in the middle of their gigantic, polluted, busted, homeless-ridden city. That's the top concern that he has as a city councilman. The sad part is, I think that there's enough people that are dumb enough to buy into something like that. I mean, I don't think he's actually going to win or be able to get in there, but it's pretty stupid when you think about it. Hello, boys and girls. Bart K. I tuned in for you and Pim the other day. You guys had a nice little stream going on. Nice work. Your call to action to help out the stream seemed to work, so good on you. Joe Pearson, has Vegan Gains agreed to come on, and how about Evan? Ooh, good question. Vegan Gains, I haven't contacted him to come on lately. I was in his stream last night, and his wife blocked me from the channel. I was being totally playful and cool last night with them. I came in, I was talking to people in his chat, literally not trying to start a problem. Okay, number one, vegan gains is losing weight. I really am concerned for the guy. His latest video, if you guys saw, where he's going to get his blood test done, he's riding his little motorcycle. The guy sounds and looks so depleted and just low energy. And I feel for him. I really do feel for him. And so I went to his channel. I just was playfully asking his wife, I was like, hey, do you prefer bloated vegan gains or do you prefer six-pack vegan gains? This is after we went back and forth a couple messages. And she just instantly, she's like, don't be rude. I'm like, dude, I'm just playing around here. Like, the guy is a bodybuilder, right? So, like, we know bodybuilders gain weight, they lose weight. For instance, Chris Jones, Physiques of Greatness guy, he's a huge YouTuber, fitness guy. He's been around forever. He has a whole series on his channel when he bulks up. He calls it Fat Jones. He calls himself Fat Jones. And then you've got Vegan Gains over there. And his wife is straight banhammer on the chat. I'm like, do you know who I am? Fucking Drew Morgan over here. Don't block me. Anyway, I told her I was offended and that Vegan Gains had been on my show. She's like, so? So what? People get a little power trip, don't they? They get a little hammer, a little spanner next to their name, little wrench. And they just start banning people, blocking people. When is the Frankie Boy interview? I have to contact him again. I gave a list of things that I wanted to discuss with him because he was a little concerned about coming on my show. He said that there's the people that I associate with, like Tristan from Primal Edge Health and a few others, are like toxic individuals, and he doesn't really know what to think about me. And so I wrote him back. I said, I want my channel to be a safe place for both vegans and ex-vegans and anybody. I want it to be a safe place for anybody. Put it this way. If anybody comes on my show and they want to actually be a real human being and converse, I'm going to show them a high level of respect, period. It's like when you guys watch a boxing match or a MMA match, and even if before they fight, they dislike each other, and there's personal insults and there's attacks. I'm not saying I make those to people out of nowhere, but there's this sort of like honor and respect once they fight it out, and once they have a conversation or once they fight with each other, then that's what I want to, I would show them the same respect. So if they're willing to come on, I would do that. When is Drew Morg versus Bart K? Drew, damn it, my alert didn't work. I got to fix that. That's going to bother me. When would you like it to work? Or when would you like to be on, Bart? Should we get you guys in a Saturday slot this weekend? We can do Saturday, which would be Sunday for you guys, I think. So I can do like a 5 p.m. California time, and then that might be good for you guys. And that'll be Sunday morning for you. Let me know if that works. I also am thinking about getting even a more leveled up debate than you and Durian Rider. We might have like a 3 or 4 way battle going on here, because I have Sunfruit Dan is down to get in the mix. Durian Rider is always on the hook. Bart K is down, and Tristan from Primal Edge Health is also interested as well. So we might have some sort of like conglomeration going on here. I'll have to see how it goes. I don't know why my alert didn't work though. I'm very triggered right now. I don't want to waste too much time trying to figure this out, but give me 1 second, guys. This has to work. This is everything right now. This is the only reason I'm streaming right now. Super chat is not enough. The little green box that pops up over there and somebody throws you $20 or $5, it's not enough. There needs to be something better than that. So give me 1 second. Why is it not working? Let me plug this back in. It looks to be working. That's interesting. I hope I didn't mess this up, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Bart with another 5, New Zealand. Thank you, Bart, by the way. Yes, email me, buddy. Okay, cool. All right, then I will email Durin Rider, and we'll have you guys set up for my Saturday, your Sunday this weekend. And if something else pops up that's even better, I'll throw somebody else also into the mix. It's possible Sunfruit Dan might be a good one for that, because Durin Rider and him have a little bit of personal beef going on. So like Sunfruit Dan doesn't want to come on with just Durin Rider. And I understand that. It's going to be just a toxic, back and forth. There's not going to be any good good conversation going on. So if we have Bart there to temper it a little bit and then me to moderate it, it will be a lot more of a fluid discussion, let's say. Big donations. Thank you, Bart. Thank you. And I'm still upset that this is not working. What the heck? Should be working. Sorry, I don't want to disappear from you guys for too long here, but I'll have to let it slide right now. Let's see. We got a lot of people popping off in the chat. Great video last week. Thank you, Itamar. Which one did you like? Dang, Drew, Ryan is not the man to turn Long Beach around. No. Long Beach is a joke. If you guys have ever been to Long Beach, California, the place is trash. Absolute trash. If you go to any convenience store in that entire city, you will see 3 to 10 homeless people outside. It is absolutely dangerous. Any hour of the day, there'll be homeless people. There's just nowhere to put them. It's just a completely trash, failed city. It's supposed to be like a nice beach city, but it is absolute trash. Ooh, Redheaded Princess, literally already vibing. I'm glad to hear that. Great combination of people. I'm glad you think that, Planetary Farms. No. Stool sample. We're going to have Durin Rider and his toupee featured. Absolutely. Maybe we'll catch Durin Rider later in this episode. He usually likes to creep in around the 2-hour mark. And Not Funny Anymore says, wondering what it is you're going to talk to Frankie Boy about. Saladino. Should I organize a Frank Tufano Paul Saladino stream where neither of them know that the other one will be on? No. That cannot happen. Let me tell you what I told Frank. Actually, I have it here in my email. Wow, I'm just going into the archives. Okay, so here's what happened. So I said, Frank, what's up, Frank? Been following your content for a long time. I was hoping to snag you for a guest position on one of my shows. We can talk about whatever. I know it will be a large success of an episode. Let me know when works for your schedule, and I'll make the thumbnail and announcement. So then he says, what is the topic of discussion? I've had a lot of negative relations with many of the people you have collaborated with, including Tristan from Primal Edge Health, who you are speaking with tomorrow. I am all for a discussion, but I'm not sure it will be entirely positive. So I said, all right, look, I need to get Frank on board here. And I'm not joking either. I'm keeping it real. I said, I want to get into topics with you such as, number 1, the reactions and repercussions of vegans to your material and how you handle that pressure. Number 2, what it's like to open and run the meat company and any other information you want to speak about regarding that. Other potential products to look out for in the carnivore space. Number 3, supplementation and its place in the vegan and carnivore diets. Number 4, common vegan arguments against the carnivore diet, such as it being a band-aid to the digestive system and eventually you won't be able to eat anything at all argument. See, that's where I'm starting to get into stuff that I want to hear about from him, because like that's such a joke that vegans say that if you don't eat plants, like you're never going to be able to eat them again. I think that's complete crap. And then number 5, I said why you think there is this polarizing effect of people to your channel within the carnivore community. And I let him know, blah, blah, blah. This is a safe space for people who are even if they disagree with my viewpoint, I still want people to feel comfortable. And he said, that's okay with me. I'm free most days besides Monday. So there you go. So there you go. Okay, says, why would he block your comment? Isn't he an ex-vegan? I'm not sure who you're talking about there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to ask him about Paul Saladino. I don't know if I'm going to ask Frank about Paul Saladino. I think that might be... Yeah, no, I'll ask him about Paul. I won't ambush him with Paul Saladino in person. But I am curious. If I had Paul on the show, for instance, I would definitely ask him about what he thinks about Frank claiming that he's stolen material from him and stuff like that. I'm sure Paul's heard of this by now. Katie says, I'd be interested to see Ted Carr back on now that he's switched to cooked vegan food. I have hold on. I'm one step ahead of you. Here we go. Hold on. Can you play? Oh, I'm in airplane mode. I try and get silent, so that people can't bother me in the stream.
Yeah, bro. If you want to go live with me at some point in the future, I'm super down. Just let me know, and we'll make it happen.
There we go. Ted Carr, yesterday. Ted's down for another live stream. I asked him a bunch of questions yesterday. Because, I saw Ted's latest video, and we might watch some of that today. Regarding Ted and his cooked food thing. He's been eating cooked food. I was wondering why. I looked back at his Instagram. He was making some gains for sure. Back in August, Ted was officially making some gains. And I was wondering, how is Ted doing this? Is he doing it on pure fruit? And I asked him, and he said straight up fruit only. He was having some protein shakes every once in a while, like maybe 1 or 2 per week. But he said he didn't like the digestion of it. And then he traveled a bunch, lost a bunch of weight and a bunch of gains. So then he decided to do an 8-day juice water fast, detoxed all of his gains, went down to 130 pounds. And then he said, now he's rebuilding it back up. So, that's the way it goes. And now he's eating cooked food. And he says the digestion is an issue, and he's taking probiotics and enzymes. He has that in one of his latest videos. So there's no secrets there. I'm glad that OK agrees. LB is trash. Yes, Long Beach is trash. Tiana asks, what's the best place to live in Cali, in your opinion? That's a great question. Depends what you want. California has absolutely everything. It is the best place. It's the best place in the world, in my opinion. Of course, some of the areas are very, very expensive, especially compared to the national average and stuff like that. Feel very privileged to live here. I happen to grow up in Orange County, California, and it's a nice place. The weather is nice. Today, today was 87 degrees, perfectly sunny. I mean, you can literally go get a tan today, November 18th. I mean, there's not many places in the world besides Florida and Hawaii, maybe some parts of Texas, that you can pull that off. It's amazing. So feel very fortunate for that. I think Orange County is a great place. It doesn't have the hustle and bustle dirtiness of LA. It's also a little bit cheaper than LA for what you get. You get a much nicer place to live, and it's less price, slightly less traffic, although even more people have moved in here the last 5 to 10 years, and it's pretty crazy here too. And then, my 3 favorite places would be LA, Orange County, and San Diego. They're all along the south of California. And they all have their own flair. Orange County is kind of in between both, physically and sort of how the vibe is. It's more relaxed than LA, but it's not quite as relaxed as San Diego. San Diego is kind of like the new, cool, trending place to be right now. You've got the big city that's on the water. It's like an LA city, but it's on the water, on the bay. It's really cool. That's downtown San Diego. And then there's so many other places in San Diego to live. I spent a lot of time there this summer. It's very nice. When the weather's good in San Diego, it's gorgeous. They've got tons of beautiful beaches, marine life, way more marine life than Orange County. You can see seals and all kinds of stuff just chilling right there on the beach. There's nowhere like that in Orange County or LA, I can tell you that much. So, and then of course, Northern California, you have like, not Utah, you have Tahoe, you have San Francisco, another big city on the bay, very, very expensive. Me personally, I like the weather of Southern California. Northern California, not for me. I'll never move up there. And I have actually lived up there for 3 months for work. And it was like not very enjoyable. Okay. Let's see. We got some more people. Frank has some unresolved gut issues. Okay. Good to know. I'll ask him about that. Harry Serpanos, thank you for the whatever that currency is, $10. Keep up the good work, mate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Any donations and super chats are always appreciated. I'm definitely going to read those on stream and give them priority to anything else. If you guys do want to write to me and have a question for me, make sure you guys put @Drew so I can actually see it, because when I'm scrolling through, it gives me a little bit of a notification, like a little orange box around my name, so I can see for sure who to get back to. And of course, the priority is always going to go to the super chat, right? But damn it, guys, I'm super bummed. I spent like 3 hours this morning adding the coolest super chat features to my stream. I need to get this worked out. Anyways, I'm going to not worry about that right now. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. Okay, I'll have to ask Frank about his unresolved gut issues. Rosalind76 says, Drew, does it have to be about that? What do you mean? What does what have to be about? Rosalind, I want to hear you hit me with a response on that one. Make sure you let me know what you mean by that. Are you talking about Frank? What I'm going to ask Frank about? We're going to get into a lot more stuff. That's only 5 questions for Frank. I mean, we could blow through that in 30 minutes. You know, I usually have my guests on for 2 hours. 100% try to make that happen. I'm guessing you're talking about having Paul and Frank on at the same time. I don't know about that. LA is garbage, okay says. Yep, agreed. Although there's some cool parts of LA, like LA is really fun if you're young and you have a bunch of extra money and you want to be super social, you want to go out to the clubs and the bars, and you want to see like the hottest of the hot human beings ever that exist in the world, go to LA. You're going to enjoy yourself there. If you want to try your hand and you want to see the big glitz and glamour fake life, I mean, you could sit in a restaurant Sunday morning brunch in West Hollywood on Sunset, and you'll probably see $1 million of cars drive by every 10 minutes. Like, you see nonstop Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royce. I mean, everything. The hottest of the hot cars. Everybody's trying to show off. If you're into that, that's where it's at. And Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills is insanely nice. It feels like you're in feels like you're in Dubai or something like that. Not funny anymore says you could talk with him about sleeping in a Faraday cage. Oh, I'm definitely going to bring up the cage. Trust me. I'm bringing up the fucking, the shark cage that he has going on there. That thing is insane. Vince Camp, I vote to forget the Saladino Tufano beef. It's between the Italians. Real greaseball shit. Yep, I got you. I'm gonna stay out of it. I don't want to catch a revolver to the stomach. Tess says, why Frank on your channel? What's interesting about him? Look, people are influential and you have to give them their due respect. So, like Frank, in my opinion, I've watched some of his content. I watched it when I first went carnivore. Say what you want about Frank's personality, but I think he does look healthy to me. I think he looks really healthy. And he promotes the carnivore diet. He's kind of pushing the edge of it. Not quite as far as like spherage, let's say, but he is, he's doing some raw, or a lot of raw. He's kind of pushed the envelope and preached about that a bit. He's very knowledgeable on dairy and also he's very, very knowledgeable on procuring the best, highest quality animal foods. I think that's a huge benefit to this community, is somebody who's talking about how to buy, store, and utilize the animal foods. Like when he talks about going to farmer's market and getting lamb and stuff like that, I think is pretty interesting stuff that people want to know about. Rosalind says, Drew, if you have Frank on, I hope it doesn't get crazy. He puts a lot of work onto his channel. I know people dislike him, but I think people need to give him a chance. He's just passionate. I agree. I don't have any personal beef with Frank. Only thing I've ever said about him on my channel was that I've gone into his live streams and he gives me no play. He doesn't even acknowledge that I'm there. I write to him. I find that, like, come on, bro. If you're in the carnivore space, come on, bro. Anyway. Hey, thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up if you guys are vibing with me right now. Thumbs up. I don't know why people say Frankie's a vegan activist. He's not a vegan activist. I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Harry Serpano says, mate, Inuit in spring ate berries with no issues. It's only a veg-tard BS. Yeah, I love berries. Berries, there's fruit that I eat. Trust me, mango is one of my favorite fruits, if not my favorite fruit of all time. There's other fruits as well that give me issues. Sometimes when I eat peaches, lychees can give you some stomach ache. But berries have never, ever, ever given me any type of issue. Blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, I've never experienced a side effect from eating berries, ever. So I'm down with berries. Only problem is they're pretty expensive. And a lot of times they're hard to get. So, hey, I'm sorry if I'm lagging on the chat. There's a lot of chatting going on. So Frank believes conventional meat is unhealthy. Really? Well, I'm sure he believes that it's healthier than the vegan diet. So it's kind of like, do what you can type of thing, in my opinion. I can't afford grass-fed beef. If I could, I would eat all grass-fed beef, 100%. To me, it tastes better. It feels cleaner. You have a certain good feeling when you eat grass-fed beef. It's just a fact. I mean, nobody can really deny that. Wild Style says that they were in Florida. Awesome. Florida and LA, actually. Ooh, being stuck in LAX for 5 hours, that's not a pleasant experience. Although they do have a ton of good restaurants in LAX. LAX is baller. I know people talk crap on LAX, but honestly, you could get into a restaurant in LAX where you feel like you're in a 5-star restaurant. And it's insanely nice. Is there a way to protect California from so many devastating fires? I don't think so. It's really dry here. What can you do? I mean, you guys know me. I'm down with Trump. But he said to sweep the forest? How are you going to sweep the forest? He's like, you should sweep the forest. Dude, California is so dry. All it takes is one dumbass driving down the highway, flick his cigarette out the window, and the entire place there's going to be a fire for 2 weeks. And then when we have winds, we have these crazy hot winds that whip through all of Southern California. I mean, that can spread fire for miles. It's insane. I'm glad to hear a lot of thumbs up for Frankie in here. I agree. I don't think he's a bad guy. Frankie should avoid filming workouts, stick to nutrition. So here's the funny thing about that. I agree. I don't know if Frank... I think my stream's lagging a little bit. I'm going to give it a second. I don't know if Frank did the best thing by doing that little workout tutorial video that he did recently, but say what you want. He's got gains over the past month. He's definitely got some gains. Zoopy says, say what you will about Frank's personality, but he has a lot of viewers, and we need to get our boy Drew some more viewers. 100%, man. We need more viewers up in here. We're going to blow this channel up. The channel has grown. The channel has grown 5% in 2 weeks. So, hey, that's about to be 10% in a month. If you can grow a channel 10% in a month, you're doing something right. Thanks to you guys, by the way. Lots of support. I get so many views. compared to how many subscribers I have. It's crazy. And 60% of the people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. We picked up almost 250 subscribers the past 2 weeks. Is every female celebrity a transsexual? Do I want to get into this topic? Does Drew want to get into this realm of topics? The male and female dynamics and the transsexualism. Do we want to get banned from YouTube yet? We'll see. We'll see. I think Frank has pretty thick skin, man. He's a New Yorker, bro. Hey, thanks, Hench. Hench says I look younger than my age, guys. 34. Not bad, huh? If I didn't go vegan, I probably still look 24. I looked like a little baby when I went vegan. Absolute baby. All right, I'm going to have to just scroll down on the chat. I'm sorry if I'm missing a bunch of your questions, but it's gone too crazy. I don't want to be backed up like 20 minutes. Off to a meeting later, Harry. Thanks for the donations, buddy. Peace out. Ooh, online herbalist. Ooh, yeah. I like this question. Make sure I don't miss anything right here, and then we'll get into your question, online herbalist. Zombie Mukbang says, grass-fed beef is affordable in Australia, but the nicer cuts aren't for me. I have to eat cheap-ass blade steaks. I don't know what a blade steak is, but I buy whatever's on sale. I buy $6 a pound steaks. I get T-bones, I get ribeyes, I get porterhouse and New York for that price. Conventional, I don't want to hear it. It's good. I'm into it. Frankie's really against feedlot beef. Okay, cool. We're going to move on from Frankie, although I do love him. We're going to have him on the show soon, so stay tuned. This weekend will probably be the Bart K Durian Rider thing, and then we'll have potentially Sunfruit Dan also there as well. I'm thinking about setting it up. I think it's pretty much official. Bart donated. It's a wrap. When you donate, you get what you want around here. I have a price, guys. I have a price. Online herbalist, what's your opinion on psychedelic drugs? All right. So, psychedelic drugs. Ooh, baby. This can get me a little bit heated up, actually. So, depends what you want to use them for. I'm all for freedom of choice. I don't think drugs should necessarily be illegal. I don't give a shit what people want to put into their body for enjoyment, for the experience, for fun. Don't overdo it. And don't try to tell me that you're getting some spiritual advancement out of this. And I know this goes against some people that I'm even associated with closely. Bobby's perspective, by the way, he's a big time mushroom advocate. I've done it a bunch of times, guys, okay? I've done it a bunch of times. I never gain any spiritual goddamn nothing from it, all right? It's fun. It can be scary. It can open your mind to seeing other realms of the world that are pretty trippy. But I don't know about the consistent usage for mental clarity and all this and that. I'm not into that. I don't buy into that. I don't subscribe to that. Other people may disagree. Maybe some of you guys are going to disagree with me. But that's how I feel about it. And I've never met anybody who was gaining any type of significant real benefit from it. We're talking about consistent users. If you do it once a year and you're like, okay, I just need to tap into that space every once in a while, okay, fine. But if you're doing it like on a constant basis, like you hear this all the time about people doing these ceremonies, right? And God, what's the one drug? It's not. Anyway, there's a few big time drugs that people do that are in these ceremonies. And they say it cures you or heals you of X, Y, and Z, right? Oh, I did this and it healed me in this one way. Okay, if it healed you, why do you need to keep doing it? That's what I'm going to leave that topic with right there. If you're healed from something, that means you don't need to revisit it. That means you're done. You don't need to keep revisiting the thing that healed you. It doesn't make any sense. Bart K says, it's a trap, Drew. And that's exactly Exactly what I think. You start going down this rabbit hole of trying to figure it out. I've been there. Guys. I've fucking been there, man. You want to know about yourself. Guess what? Everything you need to know about yourself is inside of you already. And that sounds cheesy, but it takes time to experience life. It takes time, man. The way people treat you when you're 30 versus the way they treat you when you're 20, simply for being 10 years older, is a completely different life experience. I go everywhere now, and I'm 34, and I still feel young. I still feel like I look young. I'm healthy. I got gray in my hair, right? Man, people call me sir all over the place now. Like, I have respect just for being 10 years older than I was when I was 24. It's an interesting experience. I could walk down the street right now, looking the way that I do now, looking a little bit older in my face, having my gray hairs, and compare me to 24 when I was walking around in a business suit all the time, because I worked at Nordstrom. We had to wear a suit to work, suit and tie, fully dressed up, right? The way people treat me now compared to then, totally different. If I wear a suit back when I was 24, I still don't get the respect that I get now just being 34. Totally different experience. And all that is, I did nothing. All I did was live 10 more years. So people's life experience is going to change over the course of time. Time is so important. It's so important to the way you perceive things. And people want to speed that process up by doing psychedelics and doing drugs and stuff like that. That shit is not going to do anything for you. It's going to confuse you. You're going to spend money. You're going to start hanging out with the wrong type of people, because first of all, buying that stuff is illegal. So I don't want to go off into a total tangent. Like I said, this gets me fired up. I already knew that was going to get me fired up. Deutsche says, touch up your hair to look younger, dude. No, not going to do it. I'm keeping the grays, baby. That's it. I got hair. I got gray hair. Big deal. I'm running it. I'm not going to change it. Hench says, did you already check out Vegan Foot Soldier's recent gains? I did not. Does he have gains now? Oh, shit, I'm going to have to go check that. That's going to be amazing to me. Hold on. All right, I'm going to scroll down a bit. Necro Kitty says, Drew, the only reason I am not in agony is because of Frank's food sourcing videos. Grain-fed beef gives me body aches. Great. See, that is really legitimate. What do I call this? Organic, creative, original content. Original content is hard to come by on YouTube these days. We have so many creators online. Everybody's knows something about something. So you got a guy like Frank who's talking about how to source grass-fed beef. That is a very good thing. Tiana says, okay, let's talk about male and female dynamics, just not trans stuff. That's too sensitive. Okay, whatever you want to talk about, you can fire away. I'm no expert on that stuff. I have opinions, but I'm not going to say I'm an expert. Wild Style says she's quitting YouTube. It's a big distraction from life. It is a big distraction. I watch a lot of YouTube. I do watch a lot of YouTube. All right, we're scrolling down. Ooh. We got a super chat from my girl, Redheaded Princess. They need a sticker of cash in a thong. Just shake it out there. I'll start dancing like Vegan Gains. No, I won't actually do that. I'm super bummed my super chat, awesome super chat thing isn't working. Okay. Zombie says, ketosis feels better to me than any drug. Good to know. Ketosis, I don't think I'm regularly in ketosis. I do more of a high protein approach, and I do eat some carbs, but I feel damn good. My caffeine intake is totally under control now. I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day now. My digestion is way better. J-Star says, can you view the health, life, gas, bloating, digestive issues when eating plants, and Rob lists new videos of his infection? Do I want to get into that? Rob lists? This guy's a nut, dude. So what are you saying? He's got gross cyst oozing pus? Nope. Not clicking that. I'm not clicking that, dude. All right, we're scrolling down because a lot of people were talking about the shrooms and the psychedelics. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but Hench Carnivore says, "Can you appoint me as a moderator, Drew? I'll give you the secret to vegan gains. Spoiler, it's digestive enzymes." Hey, I already know all these guys are on digestive enzymes. I broke this news a long time ago. Everybody who's on protein powder is on digestive enzymes pretty much. Sid Meister says, "When you doing a call in again, bro?" I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of in the vibe to get some interviews going again or some debates. Durian Ryder and Bart and Sunford Dan are all interested. So I'm thinking I'm going to have those three guys on this weekend. And shockingly, they're all in the same time zone. So, or close to it anyway. Redheaded Princess says, "I'll totally come on and guess with you about all that drug stuff one day, Drew. I'm an expert." Okay, I'm just an addict, but close enough. That kind of does make you an expert. See, look back on your past, right? When you first got into those drugs, I'm sure there was an innocent period in the beginning where you were just dabbling, right? Dabbling in it. And it wasn't that big of a deal. You're like, I have control of this. It's not so bad. It's providing me some benefits. I have a social circle because of it. It's, it's fun. And then people start to rationalize it to themselves. And this is what I get from this hippie ass community. These people who think that they're going to go do freaking ayahuasca every weekend and they're going to get some sort of benefits from this shit. Give me a break. You're a drug addict. You just enjoy doing it. Just be honest about that. You like doing drugs. Cool, man. Just say that. Don't try and tell me that you're getting some insights from the ether from this shit. Get out of here. It's a bunch of crap. I'm not standing by that. I'm not backing that. If somebody wants to do that, go for it. Just be honest about why you're doing it. Ellie Mae says, "Hi, Drew. Would you ever consider having Earthling Ed or Johnny Juicer as guest?" Absolutely. I would have them on, for sure. I don't know. I think I've lost my touch for vegan interviews, though. I've kind of gone off the deep end. I kind of talked my crap. I've I've really sort of... I'm not primal edge health status, but, I've made my statement. I've made myself clear about where I stand on the whole vegan thing. However, I'm more than happy to have a current vegan on. I will show them respect. I will do as good of an interview as I can. I don't really know what I'm going to ask them. I mean, it's kind of all the same things at this point. I went over my 12 questions. You have all these vegans like Michelle Lowe. Every time I make a video, Michelle Lowe makes a video response. She's obsessed. And it's crazy. Like, these vegans have not so good results all around. And then they want to tell you that it's the healthiest diet in the world and that everybody should be doing it. What? I've done both, guys. I know how it feels. Zombie Mukbang was plant-based for over 10 years. Wow. Sid Meister, damn, Drew, you got some hotties in the chat? Point them out. Where are they at? Where the hotties at? I used to have a much higher rate of women viewers. Now it's shifting more towards men, believe it or not. I think it's like 60-40 men, women on my chat now. I got the boys in here now. And I'm all for it, man. I'd love a 50-50. That'd be perfect to me. Vince Kemp says, "Tryptamines are the anti-addiction. Nobody is addicted to ayahuasca. They might abuse it, but who is to judge?" Okay. They may not have a physical addiction to ayahuasca, but they have an addiction to this idea that it's going to help them in some way, and they cannot shake that. They think that they need to keep doing that. Does that make sense? It's not a physical addiction. They're not like, "Oh my God, I need this ayahuasca." It's just they're thinking it's going to help me, so why not go do it? I think there's a million ways to advance yourself and to achieve the next level without doing psychedelic drugs to open some portal. Let's not pretend like there isn't some downside to doing hardcore psychedelic drugs all the time. I have friends that have done plenty of those drugs, namely ayahuasca and whatnot, and they will be the first to tell you that they call it the doorway. See, they say the doorway, let's say you're just a normal ass person, right? You've never done any psychedelic drugs. Your doorway to the other world, like that weird psychedelic ether, is closed shut. You have no understanding of it at all. Then if you go and do like a big mushroom trip or ayahuasca or whatever, it blows the door open and you see it. You're like, oh, you see that like weird psychedelic universe that's in there. But when you keep doing it all the time, they say that the doorway, the hinges get weak and you start to kind of flip in and out of it a lot more easily, and even to the point where you're kind of experiencing that realm even when you're not on the drugs anymore. That doesn't sound pleasant to me. I don't want any part of that. I'd rather have like a fully functioning mind that doesn't, I'm not dipping into the spirit world of fucking mushrooms. Drew, how about having some of the hosts of weight training bodybuilding channels on to talk about training? You know, Gung Fu, me and you, we love talking about training. We love talking about bodybuilding. We love this stuff, right? I don't know that people are that interested in it in the context of my audience. And because as a ex-vegan kind of, you know, anti-vegan whatever community that we have going on here, I don't get the sense that most people are into like hardcore training. See, I was into that stuff even before going vegan, and I'm sure you've been into it for years as well. I love talking about it. I'm always tweaking my stuff. You know, and I'm open to talking about it here or even making a video or two about it, you know, but it kind of gets technical, and live streams just aren't so good for technical information. You guys haven't noticed. Entertainment, drama. Now we're talking. Redheaded Princess says, truth is, most drug addicts are trying to cure trauma, but it's really not the way. I did find help for my trauma finally, and it is once I stopped using and started doing the real work. Amen to that. Amen to that. And as somebody who openly, myself, haven't had any significant trauma in my past, it's hard for me to say where I would want to go with it. I don't feel like I need those things to achieve the next level of whatever I'm looking for in my life. A lot of people are agreeing with me. Sounds like most people think I'm reasonable about it. That's good. That's good. Glad you all are sort of on the same page there. Real Organic says, ayahuasca makes you throw up. I have never had any interest in taking anything that makes you puke. No way. Throwing up is like one of my least favorite things. Yeah. Nobody likes throwing up, right? Nobody likes throwing up. So Vince Kemp says, I understand they aren't withdrawing. Ibogaine shows an 80% success rate in ending opiate addiction. In that case, great. But again, once exposed to that, I have found that most people who are exposed to it and even see its benefits want to use it for other things. Now that becomes like your method of enhancing your life. Anytime you're relying on a drug, this even goes for caffeine. If you're relying on that to get energy or to get focus or to get, you know, ideas, be creative, you're not going down a positive path. That's just my opinion on it. Yeah, there's something to be said for being positive grounded and here and with the regular world. Don't get me wrong, guys. I used to love exploiting all kinds of stuff. I drank so much, guys, in my 20s, man. I was drinking all the time. 4 or 5 days a week for years. Getting wasted. I enjoyed it. I loved it. Very fun. It's very fun, but it's not healthy for you. Did I have some insights? Did I have some good experiences while I was doing that? Yeah. But did it ultimately over the course of time, are you further ahead because you did that substance, or are you behind? You're probably behind in multiple ways. Health, money. All of my friends have driving under the influence DUIs. Well, a lot of them, not all of them, but some of them. Some of them have 2. Tell me if they really think that it was helping them out. Really Organic says, Dr. Kassar's still coming on. I actually stopped following him because he was tripping on ayahuasca a bunch. He's down to come on. He told me anytime. So I've got him. He's down too. I think it would be cool to do a live stream with him in Hawaii. I recently got an invite to go stay with a friend in Hawaii for free. Airfare included. And I turned it down. Hench says, what's the most weight you ever benched overhead pressed? Ooh, embarrassing. Most weight I've ever benched is 175 for 4? 175 for 3? And overhead press, I can only do 95 for 5. I might be able to do more than that right now. 95 for 5. I'm not super strong with that. I never focus on those compound lifts. Even bench, I really didn't bench that much. Now I love it. Now it's in every workout. I'm doing bench every workout. And overhead press every workout. And squats. And deadlifts. Katie says she's a gym rat and loves weight training for herself, but I've never been interested in watching others or talking about it. Yeah, I'd like to talk about it a little more here. I'm down to talk about it. I'm not going to turn it down. JG's donating at 100. Okay, we need 100 viewers. Sid Meister says people who do too many psychedelics develop a superiority or grandiosity complex from what I've seen. Yep. I kind of agree with that. You just kind of lose connection with the real world around you. What's the real world anyway, Drew? Shut the fuck. You know what the real world is. God. Deutsche says, do you have any food allergies or pollen allergies, and how do you deal with them? I do. I do have pollen allergies. It happens like once a year. And I'm usually kind of like phlegmy for a week. And I have no idea how to deal with that. I just suck it up. I take there's some like anti-mucus medication that I take that kind of just dries you out, and just deal with it. Muciderm, what's that stuff called? Mucinex. Thomas says he was sober for a year at 21, but he went traveling around Asia for 3 months and it messed him up. Yeah, I'm sure you could find some interesting places there. Ellie Mae says, off to the Kettlebell Club. All right, see ya. How about doing a live stream with Natalie without durian? You mean Natasha? Natasha? Yeah, we're not gonna stream that. We can do a hangout, but it's not gonna be online. Redheaded Princess, what's beautiful is when you start to appreciate natural highs that you're supposed to be getting from accomplishments in life, connection with others, being in nature, having good sex, the real stuff. Yeah, what happened to that stuff? It's not good enough. We need to do drugs to figure it out. It helps us bond with each other. Mm-hmm. Heard that before. Tribby says she didn't smoke weed until age 25. It got me off the couch. I started working out and losing weight and got more comfortable exercising in public. Changed my life for the better. I don't use it right now. Hey, if it helped you for a short period of time and then you've moved on from it, cool. I'm very allergic to cats, Brooke says. Are you allergic to cats? Yes, very allergic to cats. However, it's gotten better over the years. I used to immediately have a reaction to them. It kind of pisses me off when people have cats, to be honest with you. It's very annoying to me that people have cats. Like, you know damn well that 50% of the people that come to your house are allergic to this stupid animal. Get rid of it. Fucking cats. Cats don't do anything for anybody anyway. Sid Meister, I've smoked weed since I was 12, every day since I was 15. I'm 23 now and feel like I've rewired a few pathways in my brain. Can be beneficial for some and detrimental for others. Yeah. You smoke weed because you like it. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with people drinking a couple beers a day if they like it, smoking weed every day if they like it. I don't really care. But don't tell me that you need the weed to experience some spiritual effect that is helping you in life. You see what I'm saying? If you just enjoy the thing, just say that. That's much more honest. Joe Pearson says, if Durian or his tea come on, I'm not watching that one. I leave when he so much comes to the chat. Why do you hate Durian Rider so much? Tiana says, how's Christine doing now? Christine Salas? Christine's amazing. Christine's doing great. I think she moved back into her old condo, which is like such a dope place. Don't talk shit about my favorite pet. Okay, the cats. Okay, cat people. All right, my bad. Keep your cats, okay? Jeez. I won't come over, all right? Wow. Too many vibration hippies nowadays? Everybody's on the vibe. Vince Kemp, I need the weed to keep from acting violently towards people around me. See, if you need the weed for that, that is your problem. I've heard people say stuff like that, though. But again, I'm only annoyed by it when people say they're getting some spiritual benefit from it. If you need it to be nonviolent, I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. I'm totally down with smoking weed every day. You kidding me? Come on, guys. Come on. You guys think that Drew never smoked weed before? Come on. Honest AF needs a spanking? Whoa, what's going on in here? What's the deal? What'd she do? Brooke Graves says, new law in Nevada, no more employee tests for weed. What is your take? I feel like it was invasive law. It is kind of bullshit. If the state has legalized that drug, how the hell are they going to say that you can't have it in your system 30 days before? That is ridiculous. That is such an antiquated law. California, weed's been legal here for like 10 years, basically. Maybe longer, 15 years or something. And a lot of places still have weed tests before you get hired. Fucking minimum wage jobs, too. That's ridiculous. Durian Rider is charismatic, but a snake at the same time. LOL. Is Bart still here? I'm not sure. Try and at his name. Maybe he's here. Maybe he's not. Okay, a lot of people are a lot of people are disgusted by Durian Rider. That's fine. That's fine. You're all entitled to your opinions. I respect that. I don't know if she swings that way, redheaded princess. She's on the traditional side, if I recall, the conservative. Necro Kitty says, damn right, my cats are more important than Drew visiting. No problem. I can totally respect that. That's fine. Was 9/11 an inside job? God. I think it's possible. I've watched a lot of the documentaries afterwards. And the documentaries are one thing and they are convincing, but the panel of experts that they had like 10 years later that did a big seminar with like legitimate experts that came in and talked about it and basically said it was impossible for what happened. That's what convinced me the most that it may be an inside job. I for sure believe that those buildings were blown up with explosives. 100%. The NWO, hey, if you guys see me disappear, you guys know what happened. Are you earning enough on YouTube to not need a job? I want to start my YouTube soon. No, definitely not. Definitely not earning enough to not need a job. I mean, maybe for some people they'd be comfortable. But no, not right now. I've made more money than this in my lifetime. Believe me. Redheaded Princess. I do this because I love it. I do this because I think there's a greater purpose to it. I truly believe that what I'm doing here is sharing a unique perspective and experience. I was a vegan for 4.5 years. I lived in Hawaii for 2 years around all kinds of influential vegans. I asked all the questions. I attempted to do it the best that I possibly could, and the diet didn't work. And yet it still continues to grow, and people are misled. And I do not like seeing people be harmed by really poor information. And not everybody got the chance to do what I did as a vegan, and I have an obligation to share that. What do you usually watch on YouTube? I watch a lot of car stuff on YouTube. I watch relationship dynamic stuff on YouTube as well. I used to watch all like the pickup artist stuff. I've watched everything that kind of came into vogue. I've watched it over the years, but definitely lately it's been about cars. I'm kind of obsessing about cars, and it's been that way for several months. I watch a lot of vegan and ex-vegan YouTube as well, just to kind of stay up on everything. I watch a lot of Sean Baker stuff. I think that he's really good. I think that he's kind of pushing the envelope. He's got the credentials. He's got the experience. He's doing the carnivore diet. Yeah, so I watch a lot of that. Redheaded Princess says, do you support your moderators keeping control through vigorous spankings? Only in real life, not in the chat. You have to be respectful of other people's boundaries, right? T. Tribby says, every time I smoke weed, my mind goes to the same place. I must try harder in life and be a kinder person. Weed is one of those things. I call it it's a good mirror for your life. If you are having if you're not happy where you're at in life and you smoke weed, you will kind of have a bad trip. You'll kind of get paranoid. So if you're unsure about where you stand and you smoke weed, that might be something that you need. But if you can casually smoke weed and not have any issues, then chances are you're living pretty good. So it's kind of a good feeling. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? That one I haven't researched at all. But I have researched a lot of Wes Watson, who's a relatively recent YouTuber that got out of jail a year ago, 10 years in jail, just super jacked dude. I'm going to show Wes Watson. I love this guy. I'll show you guys my boy Wes. Wes is tight. Here we go. This is my boy Wes Watson, guys.
Chow hall etiquette. This is where everybody groups up and meets from the penitentiary. All blocks are meeting for breakfast and dinner. When you walk up and get your breakfast, they hand you your sack lunch, so you're good till dinner. But the whole thing about the chow hall is the energy exchanges that I speak of. The language of the universe, the vibration, the energy you feel when in close vicinity with other individuals. There is no more place that
Sid,
this
you
is
want to
apparent
contact
than the
me?
penitentiary,
Instagram.
because everybody has been
Drew
stripped
Morg.
of all outside influences and distractions. You're just feeling
Real Organics
people's
back
energy
inside.
out, who they are, what they're about, how scared they are, how down they are, how...
All right, so this guy lives like 20 minutes from me, by the way. This dude is the realest dude ever. So his channel, 227,000 subscribers. He went from like 10,000 subscribers to 227 in 4 months or something like that. I've never seen a male channel grow this quickly. Ooh, we got a super chat, hot super chat coming in from the Redheaded Princess. She says she wants an E threesome with really organic and honest AF. Oh my God. If they don't try the cake, how do they know they want the sausage? I got your girls in good hands. Wow. Guys, if you guys are interested in cake, she's ready to bake. Let's just say that. Prison channels are blowing up. I agree, Sid. I agree. They're super popular. Kind of goes to show you what people are interested in out there. We're talking over here about science and don't get distracted in the chat, guys. Okay, well, this is just Redheaded Princess. This is standard. We're over here trying to be scientific and drop blood tests and talk about gains and all this stuff, yet these prison channels talking about people getting shanked, blow up, and this guy's making 6 figures now, guaranteed, off of his channel. Joe Pearson says, Drew, what do you think of Richard Dawkins, Matt Dillahunty, Sam Harris, Hitchens, etc.? I have never heard of any of those people before in my life. I'm sorry. Planetary Farm says, damn, girl, to Redheaded Princess. I think she's feeling left out of that super chat. She wants some muffins and some cake too. Maybe some donut holes. These girls thirsty. Really Organic says, I always wished I liked girls because I think it would be easier. LOL. I just can't not like guys only though. What did that mean? Zombie Teddy, Canada is considering an all-vegan food for inmates. That's going to be an interesting thing to watch. Yeah, I'm sure that it's probably a good thing for inmates because they're going to get weaker. But ultimately, it's going to cost the taxpayers more money if they end up getting sick. Meats makes us girls thirsty. Vegan girls have no idea what they're missing. Wow, we're learning a lot here. These women in the chat, tell us more. What don't we know about the meats making us thirsty? How do you feel when you're on the meat? Really Organic. Dude, I spent many years working inside and it's a trip. Sometimes the prison would go on lockdown and we couldn't leave work. I saw someone die. Oh my God. Wow, you worked in a prison? Yeah, that's gnarly. Yeah, this guy talks about it all the time. He talks about how guys would have relationships with prison guards, female prison guards. Talks about how, you know, obviously all the stabbings and killings and stuff like that is like an everyday thing pretty much for these high security guys. The prison would be on lockdown for months. And if you had like a child molester that got booked in your cell, it was your job, it was your responsibility to take care of him. So you ask about the Epstein thing. Well, that doesn't surprise me. After I've watched so much Watson Fit, he says that if you go to a prison cell and the guy that, if a child molester gets sent to your prison cell, it's your duty to take care of that guy. You either mark the chomo real bad, child molester, or you kill him. And if you don't do it and you refuse to do it, your own race will kill you. So it's like he says it's the most unlucky drawing of straws you could ever have in your life, and it's not his problem. He's like, that's just the way it is there. Basically, if you get the unlucky straw, a child molester comes into your cell, hey, it's your duty. That's the way that the order works in prison. And you might get 10 more years or 20 more years or life for killing somebody. It's really messed up. But yeah, that's why it doesn't surprise me that do I think he hung himself? No, I think his inmate or another inmate probably took care of him. I don't think that there was some crazy corruption. There's just no way, man. It's like Bill Clinton sent guys with black suits in there. Yeah, give me a break, dude. Give me a fucking break, dude. Shit is not that organized. A KT. As a female who eats 80-10-10 raw for 14 years, how to avoid size gain adding meat back in. I like being lean and feel animal flesh add size to females. Any chance Megan will come on your show? Which Megan are you talking about? Megan Elizabeth or somebody else? But if you've been raw vegan, mainly raw vegan for 14 years, I don't know what you look like. I don't know what your body mass index is. I don't know what your body fat percentage is. If you want to contact me on Instagram and I could take a look, then we could talk about it. But from the sounds of it, it sounds like you're probably underweight and you don't even really see or understand that you're underweight. And I don't just mean underweight like, oh, you're skinny, you're fine, you should be happy about yourself. No, I'm talking about like hip bones protruding, being able to see your spine and your rib cage type of underweight. I'm not talking about like, oh, you're skinny compared to the average person. I get messages all the time from women who are like, I'm scared of weight gain. And they're like, they're 20 pounds underweight. No, you need to eat. It's not, you're so light and underweight that it's beyond the health parameter of what being light, being lean is. There's some sort of dysmorphia going on there. Redheaded Princess says, if animal products make you thirsty, you definitely need to keep me away from it. She's thirsty enough. Yeah. She's a vegan, so can't imagine her on animal foods. Sid Meister says, I think people are interested in prison channels because it shows how humans interact without most of the social contracts we have in place in society. Yeah. You really see what the alpha really does in prison, because a lot of times it is the biggest, most crazy guy he took the most risks. He was down to die. And back in the day, 10,000 years ago, before we had all this, all these laws and rules and stuff like that, that's how it was. It wasn't even that way, not that long ago, maybe 100 years ago. Planetary Farm says she's easily dropped her pregnancy weight on high animal foods. Lots of raw milk too. Good to know. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of milk lately. It's been great. As long as I don't overdo it, I seem to have no issue with it whatsoever. And again, caffeine was actually one of the biggest issues that I was having with my digestion. I realized that taking caffeine out of the diet, lowering caffeine was really good. Megan Elizabeth, she's not scheduled to come on anytime soon. I've been in contact with her recently, but nothing big. She was supposed to come back on a few months ago, but she really wanted to have like her material ready, and I don't think she's gotten that together or whatever. But if you want to see her, I mean, I can put the bug in her ear. She's a fun guest. Zombie Mukbang says, I gained 10 pounds of muscle weight when I went carnivore. Didn't change size at all. Yeah, I find that adding in the animal foods is going to have a positive effect on your hormones, which is going to have a positive effect on your lean body mass, your lean body tissue. So I think that a lot of people are under-muscled, under-tissued, and just by simply eating the animal foods, they are going to gain some of that back. That collagen effect. I feel like my joints and stuff were just not up to par until I got back on animal foods. Sid, I don't know about the Epstein thing. Those things are so it's cool. It's cool to check it out and research it or whatnot, but it's not really that big of a deal to me. Real Organic says, did you have any success getting in touch with Britt from Montreal Health Girl to come on the show? She told vegetable police to go on raw goat kefir, and he did it, and it totally messed up his colitis. I haven't contacted her. I don't really... What do you find that's so special about her? No disrespect to her, but I know you've told me a few times to hit her up, but I've watched some of her content. I don't see what is so special about her content. Especially if she almost killed our boy Vegetable Police. The hypochondriac of the freaking world over here. T. Tribby says, I consider my vegan weight. Let me read that again. I consider my vegan weight as an artificially low weight. I'm back to where I started pre-veganism. There you go. Yeah, I agree with that. My weight was so low as a vegan. I'm still kind of working it back. It's really weird. Even though I'm the same strength and I look relatively the same, I'm so much lighter. I think a lot of that is water weight due to not having so much carbohydrate, but it is strange. Really Organic says, underweight is dangerous. If your brain needs fat and fuel to function, if I start losing weight, I start bulking back up because I don't have too much to lose. She weighs 94. Yeah, you're pretty tiny then. HL says, I'm too skinny. I hate it. I'm at least in the normal range now after going back to meat. I drink a pint of heavy cream every day. Nice. Yeah, I'm struggling too. That's why I recently added milk back. I'm drinking 4 cups of milk a day. Tastes great. Goes along great with my meals. And it's definitely helping me put on size immediately. 100%. I'm weighing more week after week now. It's only been 3 weeks, but it is definitely happening. Redheaded Princess says, was it caffeine or just coffee, Drew? I can have caffeine, but not coffee. For me, it was probably the energy, probably the energy drinks. Specifically. Really Organic says, are you and Megan still going to talk about medical medium, or is it maybe too taboo because he's an empire that censors? I don't even know if she's interested enough to come on and talk about it. That's the thing. If it was up to me, I would talk about it. I would have her on. I would talk about it. I would expose it because I think that's the right thing to do. We have an insane story that surrounds that guy, and Megan is pivotal to that story. But yeah, she's just been doing her own thing. I think she's been doing school or something like that. So, oh yeah, you said you love Megan Elizabeth personality live. She's more savage than you expected her to be. Megan is a 100% savage. If you know her in real life, Megan is down. Ooh, the big 1999 donation. Oh my God. Have a grass-fed ribeye on me. Your chats are so entertaining. Let me see if I can play this. I'm going to play this manually for you because you dropped that big $20. You deserve it. Happy Wi-Fi and mom? Oh, happy Wi-Fi. Happy wife and mom. That's so cute. I'm glad to hear that you're a happy wife and mom. I think we need a lot more of that. I'm happy for people, women, to do whatever they want to do. Go do all the stuff you want to do, but there's nothing wrong with being a wife and a mom. I'm glad that you're happy being that way. Drew, have you interviewed Tim Sheaf? Yes, I have, actually. Tim's been on my channel. Go check it out. I'm going to play you my... So... I'm going to show you guys what is supposed to happen on the stream. And then we'll... Oh, what's going on here? Okay. So,
We haven't told him anything except don't vape. Don't vape. We don't like vaping.
Okay, that's one. That's one of the clips. If you donate between $1 and $5... you get a randomized clip that pops up. So when people super chat, they're going to get a pop-up, and it's going to be awesome. So that's one of them. We got Trump, and we got another one here.
And here comes a real steak. But just look at the texture of this thing.
So that's another donation. And since Happy Wife and Mom donated more than $5, $20 actually, she's going to get the most special one that I have right now. And I'm going to add a bunch of them on. I'm going to have so many of these things, guys. It's going to be hilarious. This is the best one, though. You guys ready for this? Courtesy of Ted Carr, my favorite.
And then here we've got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
There we go. Ted, do you know what? We're learning from Ted. Let me play that again if you guys haven't seen that video.
Got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
Cranberry juice is good for your penis or vagina. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. So thank you again, Happy Wife and Mom. That was for you, Ted Carr, with the information that we all need. Planetary Farm says, I love being a mom. It's the best, even though I'm always busy or tired. Yeah. See, I just work myself into the ground with working out and doing other stuff. Wow, there's a lot of people are shocked in the chat. I don't know why. What are you guys shocked about? What's the... Oh, we got some good bonding going on. Oh, and she says, have a grass-fed ribeye on me. Your chats are so entertaining. Thank you. Thank you. I will. That's very nice. Thank you. Drew, can you share anything about the medical medium story you have? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna share some of that story. So this story is for entertainment purposes only. the opinions of me are not based in a serious tone, none of this can be used against me in the court of law. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, so I don't get sued by this dude's medical team. Okay, so here's what happened. This girl that we know, I didn't know her personally. It was one of Megan's friends, and everybody in the raw vegan, fruitarian, Woodstock fruit community knows this girl. I'm not going to name her name. They know this girl. And when I moved to Hawaii, so we're talking 2016, this girl was perfectly healthy. She didn't live there. She still lived in the East Coast. I never met her. She was perfectly healthy. She was always talking about coming out to visit us in Hawaii, stay with Megan. They were great friends. And Megan was like, Drew, like she was always telling me about this girl. You love my friend. She's so fit. She would show me pictures of her. 34, 35-year-old woman. Very healthy looking, very fit looking, 6-pack abs. She looked great. I was like, wow, vegans, we're all amazing, right? Redheaded princess. Thank you, baby. Story time with Daddy Drew. We're gonna keep the story going. Thank you for the $2.79 Canadian. Wow. We're gonna play you some John Venus clip here. So,
and here comes a real steak. But just look at the texture of this thing.
The steak is for you. So anyway, let me remove the. Nope, I'm just gonna leave it as is and continue with my story. So, back to the story here. Super fit girl, 34 years old, raw vegan for like 10 years, right? And she did it right. Like she was always eating the right amount of food. She looked great. So one day, Megan's like, yeah, she got really sick. She's really sick right now. It's kind of weird. Like we don't know what's going on with her. And so, okay, this girl I don't know is sick, whatever. And Megan is still in contact with her like day after day, right? The girl doesn't know what the hell is going on. So she's been in direct communication with the medical medium guy. And this dude, I don't know if she's being coached by him or what the situation is, but she was like, I'm feeling really sick. And so he had her on the celery juice thing and all that. She was already raw vegan for many years. And so she was following what he was saying to a T. And he's like, you don't need to go to a doctor. You don't need to worry about it. I've already seen what's wrong with you. I've already diagnosed you with my intuition. And she's like, okay, fully trusting this guy. And he tells her nothing's wrong with her. He's like, yeah, you just need more nutrition. You're deficient in this or whatever. No. Wrong. She goes to the doctor and gets a scan. She has a tumor growing on her spine. A cancerous tumor growing on her spine. The guy keeps reassuring her, you don't need chemo. You don't need this. You don't need that. And he keeps telling her that she's going to make it out just fine. She's going to be fine. Trust what he says. Keep doing the celery juice. Keep doing this. Buy my supplements or whatever the hell he had her taking. And within 6 months, 7 months, she couldn't walk anymore. Basically, the tumor grew to a size, it broke her back. It broke her spine. She couldn't walk. So she's laying in bed. And she can no longer move. And she's being taken care of by her friends and family. Really sad situation. Megan flew out to take care of her twice. Megan convinced her to eat some protein powder. I was eating mad protein powder at the time. And everybody there thought I was a joke because I was eating Vega protein powder. But I was making gains. I was finally making gains. And they saw that firsthand. They saw that. They're like, you don't need protein powder. It's bad for you. And they're like, oh shit, Drew's actually getting more ripped than these skinny ass vegan guys. Then I started gaining a little bit of muscle mass. And so Megan started taking it here and there. And she's like, I notice a little extra power in my muscles when I go to the gym these days. I'm gaining something that I didn't have before. And I was like, yeah, it's fucking no secret. Like protein. Everybody needs protein powder. So I started taking, I convinced her that it was like a good thing. And then when she went to visit the girl. She had her start consuming protein powder, and the girl gained a few pounds during the week she was there and started to feel a little bit better. And Megan attributes this to the protein powder. Because the girl couldn't eat. She was like so sick from the way she felt. I don't think she was on chemo at the time. But anyhow, so Megan got her to gain a little bit of weight. And the girl broke her raw vegan streak by consuming the protein powder. And I think she ate some cooked food. But it did not matter. It didn't matter. And all the while, she is more or less believing in the medical medium guy's advice. Her family is like, screw this guy. Screw this guy. You need to do what's right for you. And you need to do whatever the mainstream doctors are telling you to do. And she really, really resisted it. And who knows what would have happened if she would have taken the mainstream medical advice versus the schmedical schmedium's advice. The girl ended up dying. She died. 34 or 35 years old. Of a cancerous tumor that essentially broke her back, bedrode her for the last 6 months of her life and killed her. So, that's the story. That's the story with that. The guy was in contact with her the whole time, and then towards the end, he basically ghosted her and didn't want anything to do with it. When she really got sick, when she told him that it was very serious, he was like, I'm out of options here. And just he stopped responding to her. So, there you go. That's, and now he's touring the world doing, he wasn't as famous as he is now. This was like almost 2 years ago. He was blowing up. He had his big book out, but he wasn't touring the world doing all these talk shows and like household name type of thing yet. After that happened, that's when I started seeing him in like my friends' stories on Instagram, like girls being like, I'm reading the medical medium book. And they're not even vegan or anything like that. Oh, I'm reading it. I'm so interested. It's like, yeah, be careful. Be careful. You know, I'm all for the natural treatments of things, right? Like if you can start treating something with natural means and it works fairly quickly, keep going. But if you're not getting any relief and the mainstream doctors are telling you to go the other direction and you're ignoring their advice, very sad. An otherwise extremely healthy and fit 34-year-old woman who was raw vegan for 10 years, who all she cared about was health and being part of that community. And that was it. You know, the more research I did on cancer, it seems like sugar is what feeds cancer, not animal proteins. That's what the vegans want you to believe. Animal proteins create cancer. I don't know about that. Richard says, how much do we have to spend to get the cranberry blank juice? That's a $5 or more donation. Right now, we only have the $1 to $4 tier, which is a mixture of my boy Trump and John Venus, and there will be a lot more of those, and they're going to be random and automated. I won't have to click the button. And then for $5 or more, you're going to have the Ted Car, and then I'm going to make a new tier above. I'm going to make a $10 and above tier. So there's going to be different clips for the different tiers, and I'm going to try and make better clips as it goes up. I want people who donate to like get something out of it, man. Like I want you to feel that you're making an impact on the stream, even if it's just for some humor or some fun. That is really important to me. Reading a super chat is cool, but like if I was you guys, I want to see something pop up on the stream. There's going to be some good times because of this, trust me. Cross Pecans died because the damned life regenerator talked her out of bariatric surgery. She told me about it right before she regained all her weight and died a couple years later. Damn. Yep, that's a foam roller. Really Organic says, Schmedical Schmedium seems arrogant, and she doesn't trust arrogant people. Arrogance is Dangerous. Very dangerous. Keep an open mind. Always keep an open mind, guys. Just because you went vegan once doesn't mean you're stuck there. Redheaded Princess says the only reason some of it works is because it's just healthy foods. I'm not sure in what you're regarding to. Is that the guy Vegetable Police is following? Yes. Vegetable Police is following the advice of the Mr. Medium. He's taking celery juice. It has to be plain. I did celery juice actually for like 6 weeks, I want to say. I did celery juice with Megan in Hawaii. She would make the juice, I would clean the juicer. That's how it worked. And every morning I would like come out of my room and Megan would have a freaking jar of celery juice for me and it was amazing. And I would honestly drink that right now. I thought it tasted good. Super salty. It does seem to I don't think the celery juice thing is bad. I think it's pretty good. Anina Monsoon says you should do clips of you shirtless. But that's going to upset the 55% viewer base of men. I don't think they're going to donate for that one. Maybe I should have a female male click button that you guys can choose. Oh my god. Okay, you guys are funny. I do think that sugar feeds it. Charles Star says, I think that sugar feeds it. Welcome to the chat, Charles Star. We got a lot of new people here today that are chatting. Wow. Cam Slat, Charles Star, Go Anders, Manjula Kapoor, Deutsche. I haven't seen any of you guys. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so now and hit like on the video button underneath. I really would appreciate that. Show us those pecs. Here, I'll give you a little. These are growing. These are growing right now. Oh! That literally instantly put sweat on my forehead. I have to save my energy. Don't forget non-binary. Okay, non-binary. There will be a non-binary button. You non-binaries out there will have full reign as well. Oh, Eric the Electric. Thomas Barnard says, Eric the Electric looks terrible with his eating challenges. Need to be careful. Even bodybuilders' faces look aged from binging, eating, and dieting. I think he's always looked that way. He's a great cyclist, though. Those brown spots on celery will make you sick. They contain sorolens, apparently, and you can get really sun-sensitive from it. I only do celery in the winter and not the juice. Interesting. I think it feels good. Redhead Princess says she does them, too. I think they feel good. Betaine hydrochloric is better than celery juice. Thank you, Gungfu. Yeah. I'm trying to get out there, man. I'm trying to pump it up. So let's talk about training a little bit. Let's talk about the gains. The gains. What I've been doing lately is I've been focusing more on higher reps. I'm doing the same workout. And real quick, what we do is overhead press, into the squat, into the deadlift, into the barbell row. I leave the squat rack, then I go over to the bench press. I do bench press. And then after that, I do superset, these 4 exercises in a row, superset of curls, tricep pushdowns, hanging leg raises with some lighter weight squat machine to burn out the legs all the way. I find that this has been very, very good. I've been lowering the amount of weights that I do, and I've been trying to do more reps. So I'm trying to hit like 10 reps with really good form, with really controlled negatives, and my body is just, I'm so exhausted when I leave the gym. It's so uncomfortable. Andy Tames, just subscribed. Your channel is great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Got a lot of familiar faces. We also have a lot of new faces that are all chatting in here, and I love it. I encourage everybody who's new up in here, make sure you guys are chatting. This is an interactive stream. Hit @Drew. I'll answer a question if you haven't already heard it up in here. Happy to have you guys. Sid Meister. So the way that I'm doing this is those exercises that I just mentioned, I do 2 sets, approximately 10 reps. I'm focusing on form. I'm focusing on the negatives. I'm focusing on really exhausting and burning out the muscle, which I was not doing before. And I'm doing it every other day. So I basically end up working out 3 to 4 days a week, depending on which day it lands. See, Drew, you show the gains and men subscribe. Full body workouts. Yep. I'm sold on it right now. Redheaded Princess, I love you, Tiana. Listen to the lady, Drew. How are we supposed to trust you if we don't see your booty gains? I'm trying to grow my butt. I want like a thick butt. What do you guys think about that? Growing just like a thick ass? I'm trying to get like a big muscular bubble. I want to put a ham back there. My legs are arguably the weakest part of my physique. That's why I wear tank tops, because my shoulders and my arms look good. That's it. Tiana says, yeah, my trainer says high reps and lower weights is for building mass. And heavy weights plus lower reps is for strength. Yes, for the most part, that is true. If you want to build the most mass the fastest, and you see the results like right away, which is the beautiful thing, drop the weight a little bit, focus on the muscle that you're working, really try and exhaust that muscle. By the time you finish that set, you should be like both exhausted from your heart and also the muscle should be burnt out. Do a triceps flex? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this shit. All right. All right. Here we go, guys. Rarely seen view. All right, ab check. All right. That made me immediately sweaty. Immediately sweaty. It was requested. I had to do it, guys. I had to do it. Okay, so like, it's okay. Sid Meister. I'm sorry, Sid. I'm sorry. Just say, okay, that's it. That's it. Just look away. When you know when it's a flex time, you gotta just walk away. Anyway. So, I'm still really light. I'm only like 145 pounds. So, like, swole or not, is like still pretty light. Happy wife and mom says, love the Ted Carr clip. X 6-year vegan. Thankfully never encouraged my family to join me. Love it. Love what I'm hearing. Drew is a gentleman. Not really. I am not. I've done some things. We don't need to talk about it. Make sure you hang from a hanging bar to keep your spine free and in a line. If you want to sweat immediately, you can also stand on your hands. I breakdance. Thank you. Thank you for the advice. Thank you. We turn up the vibes. Everybody, turn up the vibes. Love it. Make sure the vibes are high. And Jay-Z Davis says, you need to do both high reps and heavy sets. Yeah, I agree with you. It's good to like build the bulk up, build your size up, and then you attack it with heavier weight, lower reps, so that way you kind of like peak that muscle. I'm 5'10". 5'10", buddy. Get it right, okay? Not 5'8", not 5'9", 5'10". Not an inch, not a quarter inch shorter. Do you think bodybuilding, as opposed to functional, practical strength training, has at least a bit of narcissism included in it? I feel like everything we do has a bit of narcissism in it, to be honest with you. To be honest AF with you. To be really organic with you. I mean, I'm going to introduce a concept to you guys. This is a Drew Morgan exclusive concept. Yeah, no, it is light. It is light, Brooke. Okay, we don't need to talk about that. Drew Morgan exclusive concept here. What would you do if you were the last person on Earth? If there was literally nobody else around to judge you or to impress, what would you be doing right now? You can answer in the chat if you like, or you can just think about it, simmer on it. Maybe if you're really high, maybe if you're on ayahuasca in the chat or psychedelic mushrooms, you could ponder on it, think about it. But like, think about it. How would you dress? Would you do your hair still? Would you shave your face? Would you drive the same car you drive? You certainly wouldn't go to work anymore, probably. There's so much that goes into that. If you were the last person on Earth, like think about that movie with Will Smith, where he's the last human being alive. Like he lives a life that's only conducive to what he needs. Very interesting. That's why I always find it funny that like if women are interested in plastic surgery or whatever, they're like, I do this for me. I got my fake boobs for me. I do my makeup for me. Okay. All right. Maybe. But that doesn't really make sense. Let's all be honest here. Drew Morgan exclusive coming at you. That's not I'm not throwing shade at those things, by the way. I'm all for the glam. I'm all for the plastic surgery if that's what you want to do. I'm down with it. Totally down with it. Redheaded Princess says, I would go explore a sex den and try all the toys, buy some sex robots, and eat all the foods. That's worthwhile. I like that. Really Organic said, oh, I don't do my hair anymore. I don't dress for others much. I feel like the last person in some ways. You are speaking my language. Tiana says, that would be depressing. And T. Tribby has something off topic. Do people who eat enough but remain lightweight possibly have absorption issues? Where do those calories go? That's a good question. Look, if you eat enough, you're going to gain weight. I've personally been 183 pounds, so I know I can absorb food. But on a mostly carnivore diet, it's very difficult because you're so satisfied for so long. So it's hard to overeat on a carnivore diet. People who are scared of overeating on a carnivore diet, they need to try it because they're not going to overeat. It's very hard to do that. Richard, who again? TRT and Ted Carr's cranberry elixir will get you guns just like Drew's. Hey, you need the cranberry elixir. Thanks to Ted Carr.
And then here we've got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
My beard gets itchy after 7 days, so I'd still shave. That doesn't happen to me anymore, actually. Redheaded Princess says, plastic surgery and makeup, we did it for us to do better at getting our men, our women, and our money. Exactly. I love when people are honest about why they do things. Be honest about your motivations. There's nothing wrong about being open and accepting of why you do things. There's nothing wrong with that. Really Organic says, plastic surgery worries me because I have heard so many horror stories. I don't trust anyone to cut me up unless it was an absolute emergency. Knock on wood. Yeah, I mean, there's some good doctors out there, right? I mean, I guess didn't Kanye West's mom die while doing surgery? That kind of sucks. I love Kanye. That's pretty sad. But like here in Orange County, my God, there's like every girl has something done to her. Every girl. Emily Moon says she would still wear her foundation and red lipstick, still wondering if a human is left on Earth because how would I really know if I was the last one? So you're still doing foundation and lipstick in case you run into the last person. And in case it's a guy that you might find attractive. That I can respect. That's dedication. I love it. HL says, I wonder if vegans would still be vegan if they were the last person on Earth. No, they'd be like petting cows and thinking that the cows won't eat them when they pass. Their pig pets will happily devour their ass once they keel over and die. Sid Meister says, so narcissists aren't even narcissists because ultimately the selfish acts they engage in are to impress others. I mean, I think there's just people who are like, this narcissist term has gotten out of control in recent times. Everybody's using it for everything. People are using it to describe basic human nature at some point, which is kind of like, it's over the top. A narcissist to me is somebody who knows what they're doing is going to hurt the other person when whatever they're doing to gain their stronghold or whatever, and they don't care. Most people, like, kind of a big thing in human behavior is people want something from somebody, they're unaware of how it's going to hurt them, and they kind of do it anyways. It's almost unconscious. To me, a narcissist is well aware of it, and they can't see it. Like, they're aware that person's going to get hurt, but they can't. They think they're entitled to do that. That's the difference right there. Like, a regular person might take advantage of somebody and be like, I feel bad about it. A narcissist isn't going to feel bad about it. They're going to feel like that's their right to do what they've done. Charles Marlowe's mom died due to breast implants illness. So sad. That is sad. That sucks. Tiana said, looks and confidence are important. If that wasn't true, then why would male ducks look the way they do if not to impress the ladies? Good point. Yeah. Like peacocking, right? You got to look good. They've done studies. There's a bunch of channels on YouTube talking about like symmetry in faces and how being an attractive man with like a symmetrical face and having an attractive face is just as powerful in society as being an attractive woman, if not more powerful, actually, in attracting a mate. Women will allow that beautiful looking man to get away with a lot more. They'll lower their standards for him, where they wouldn't do that for another man that wasn't as good looking. And it's something innate into them that's built in. They literally cannot help it. If they see like a perfectly beautiful, symmetrical Brad Pitt man, you know, with that face, they're just like, they're just zombies. They're like a man. Like a man sees a woman that's just absolutely gorgeous. They can't really help themselves either. It's kind of why we're here. Redheaded Princess says, yeah, there's always a risk with surgery, even if it's just from anesthesia. But if you are a reputable surgeon, you're in a place with emergency services, you'll be fine. Yeah, probably. Planetary Farm. My grandma has fake tatas, and she still hates herself. LOL, you're always going to want to fix something else. Oh, that's a good point. See, that's the double-edged sword of plastic surgery. Once you start going in like that, it becomes difficult to stop yourself, right? Real Organic. If you have any kind of implants, they leach and fester and make you really sick. Best not to alter the body unless it is absolutely necessary. Britt has a great video about dangers of body modification. Well, here's the funny thing about that. Growing up here in Orange County, there's like so many females around with breast implants. And never once did I ever hear about any one of these girls getting sick from her breast implants. Yet, once this like new age vegan organic health era came along, all of a sudden all these girls started having health complications due to their breast implants. So I think there's a bit of hypochondria going on there, but who knows? Could be wrong. Sid Meister says, any girl will do anything for the right kind of guy. Clown Mazard says, Chad. You know that, brother. Gung Fu with the North Korean $25. Would you do a Would you do a Kino Body program for 3 months? I would probably try it out. Why not? And JG Lee with the $2. Ooh, we're gonna have to play some. We're gonna have to play some super chat alerts here. How do I disable the text? That's what I want to do. We don't need the text right now. I'll play manually. I wish I could figure out why it wasn't working. I'll have to ghetto style manually tell you guys who's doing what. So let's see.
We haven't told him anything.
We got
yet. Don't
Gung
vape.
Fu. Thank you for the
Don't
25.
We don't like
Oh,
vaping.
I don't know. What is that North Korean dollars? That might be a Ted car right there. That's a Ted car. We'll play it up because I love it.
And then here we've got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
Okay. Thank you, Gung Fu. Appreciate the 25 NOK. JG Lee with the $2. Ever looked into doing volunteer work as executive? What's volunteer work as executive mean? Maybe.
And here comes a real steak. But just look at the texture of this thing.
And Sid Meister with the $1.99. I'll shoot Drew a couple bucks. Hell yeah, bro. Thank you. Sid Meister, I know you're down with a little
We
Trump.
haven't told him anything yet. Don't vape. Don't vape. We don't like vaping.
We don't like vaping. Don't vape. Real Organic says, people that get sick from breast implants don't know it is from implants, though. Hidden illnesses, docs are not diagnosing it. It takes many years to get sick. Cheetah's mom had them for decades. Interesting. So it's a very slow degradation, just like veganism, but slightly faster. Appreciate that. Brooke Graves says, they don't tell you that. They must be redone again every 5. It's usually every 10 years. Yeah, it does keep the docs hopping, man. I don't even think breast implants is the main source of money anymore. I think it's the lip fillers and all the Botox. Dude, they're making so much money off that, and girls need to keep going back like every few months. It's insane. Women spend so much money on cosmetics, like hair, nails, the lip filler stuff. It's insane, dude. I know a girl who's invested probably $20,000 into laser hair removaling her body. Yeah. 20K. And it's taken her years. Can you imagine going to get your hair lasered off for years and spending that much money? Holy shit. Redheaded Princess, I have family members who've had implants for decades and are on no special diet. They're perfectly healthy weight, working past retirement, and still physically active. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was $2.74 in Norwegian kroners, not North Korean. Thank you, Google. I appreciate that. I'll hit the jewel when I'm drunk. Nice. No vape. We don't like the vape. I made a poll about that with that clip in it in my Instagram stories today. It's like 50-50. You got Trump on one side and you got the vaping on the other side. A lot of vapors out there. Even if implant illness isn't the real, implants don't last. They degrade and pop and they look disgusting after a decade. Yeah, they usually do start to degrade after a decade. I know a couple girls with them for over 10 years. They definitely need a little touching up. Are you still drinking energy drinks? I haven't had an energy drink in like 3 weeks. Very proud to say that. The other day, I left my house. I got in the car. It was midday. And I was like, I want an energy drink. So I got in the car, started driving to the store. And I said, man, what are you doing? I had to have a heart-to-heart with myself. Like, you want to mess your digestion up? You're over here, Mr. Health Guy on YouTube. You want good digestion. You're sick of feeling this way. And I turned around. I didn't buy them. I was pretty happy with that. Really Organic says, oh my God, the Botox freaks me out. We're turning people into zombies. Cosmetics are so dangerous. I don't wear makeup at all ever. Freely might be, maybe nuts, but she is right about that stuff. What do you mean she's right about that? She doesn't wear makeup, but she does other stuff. She's the one with the fake, the implants, and she's the one with the fillers, according to my girl Vegan Deterioration, which I do believe. There are some kind of implants that are more toxic and more fragile than others. It's a complex topic. Ooh, I did know a girl with butt implants, Anina Monsoon. And whew, those were worth the investment. J-Star says, good to hear about the energy drinks. They're bad for your heart. People have died from them. You can really feel it, like, in your heart. It's not good. And another thing, too, I noticed, energy drinks and caffeine in general gives you the worst body odor ever. If I don't drink any caffeine, I have perfect body odor. Someone clip it. Really organic, I wouldn't do it. They're still too new, all of it. We have no idea what this crap will do regarding the implants, I'm guessing. Yeah, the butt lift, the Brazilian butt lift, I think is probably a better way to go. You're just transferring fat. It's kind of a win-win, right? Butt surgery is so fake, so obvious it looks fake. Yeah, but in them jeans, looks pretty good. T. Tribby says, do implants ever feel real or are they just for looks? I always wondered. I wouldn't know how they feel, but I've heard that they never feel real. I've heard that they're always somewhat squishy, gelatinous-like. The best type are the under the breast muscle with they call them the gummy bear type. They're like I forget what they're made out of. It's like a plastic or a rubber versus like the actual saline sacs. That's what I've heard. Redheaded Princess says, some chick told me caffeine affects the taste of your wet babies that come out of your body. Interesting. Can you verify that? I don't know. I've not heard of that. I would imagine it might have an effect. Luckily, I'm not in the business of going down there, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that the validity. Freely got implants before she realized they were unhealthy and had some great videos a few years ago about the dangers of cosmetics. After all, she said, I have a hard time believing the lip work. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like, what Freely's up to. Definitely there's going to be some high-tier Freely clips for the donations when I get that worked out, by the way, guys. That's going to be guaranteed. There's going to be some good Freely clips up there. $10+ tier. Carson says, not a fan of implants. I'd rather have a girl with small boobs than have implants, to be honest. I wouldn't. But that's good for you. They're pretty cool, man. I don't know. Should maybe, maybe give them a shot. Small boobs are great. Come on. Let them live. It's like that triangle people show. It's like you got the face, you got the boobs, you got the butt. Like, choose one or the other. It's just always seems to be the case. Like, you're never going to get somebody with all of them. So there's always going to be some weakness somewhere. But I agree with you. If I had to choose, if it had to be like boobs or butt, for me, I will take butt. Better butt. But boobs is an easy fix, which is cool. Sid Meister says, too many hypocritical advice givers on YouTube. This medium gives a platform to idiots that can impose their ideas on impressionable people. Who are you most upset with? J-Star says, I had a Greek salad last night. I was in pain for 2 hours. Veganism, plants, and excessive consumption of quinoa destroyed me. Ended up projectile vomiting from quinoa. Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Do Greek salad have almonds in it? Is that one of those salads with almonds in it? Redheaded Princess says, they can feel real if you get the gummy ones, but most likely you sacrifice a little bit of feeling for a nice look. The gummies is the way to go. Gummies is the way to go. For sure. No joke, guys. Okay, Orange County, you guys need to understand this. Orange County is so... How do I even describe this? It's so narcissistic and vain-oriented that for a while, I swear to God, around town, this is when the big boob boom was happening for like months or for years. When, like 10 years ago, this was the big thing. Every girl was getting fake boobs. Every girl was getting fake boobs. No joke. I saw mother-daughter combos. Buy one, get one, half off combos at doctor's offices. Not even joking you. Mother-daughter breast implant combos. Doesn't get more grimy than that. Carson says, I like small boobs. Honestly, I'd rather have large butt and small boobs, so shoot me. No, that's cool. I get it. I get it. Trust me. I've been there. I've had the small boobs, big butt thing. I've had the big boobs, flat butt thing. If you have to take one, it's going to be the big boobs. I'm sorry. Wow. Freudian slip. It's going to be the big butt. No almonds in Greek salad. Haven't eaten quinoa in a long time. Can't do plants at all now. That's what the vegans said. They said if you stop eating plants, you're going to die. You're not going to be able to consume any plants ever again. Just go easy, man. You know, be careful. Real Organic says, I have no idea why people eat so much raw veggies and salads. I'm going to make a video about it and clip something Drew just said on the Primal Health channel a couple days ago. All right. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm curious to see it. Wow. There's a lot of love for Honest AF today, and she's like just chilling. She got the boobs in the butt and the face. They love your face. See, you're getting a lot of positive. This is the positive affirmation chat. You come in here a little, a little baby. You need a little coddling. I'm not happy with my body. Trust, there's going to be somebody out there that loves your body. They wish they could have your body. Yeah, good bonding experience with your mom. Go get fake boobs together. I can't think of just a more hedonistic, trashy activity. It's terrible. Really Organic says, I just can't do almonds. I have them in the fridge and keep throwing them out to the squirrels, and they only eat them as a last resort too. Wow, really? They only eat them as a last resort? I have a squirrel that runs along my fence every morning. I'm gonna start putting almonds out there and seeing if he'll take them. That's hilarious, though. Almonds are destructive on my digestive system. Every time I have them, even if it's in a candy bar or something, it still gives me problems. Redheaded Princess says, if you just get rich, you can buy yourself or your chick a beautiful butt or boobs if she wants them. Don't know where that... Oh, face and personality is most important. Yeah, I agree. Face and personality, that's a lot harder to come by. The boobs and the butt, they can... Like, you can work a butt out and grow a butt. You could buy boobs. But a face, like, you can get a nose job, but I've even seen that not work for some people, so it happens. There's a lot of qualities that are important. Hair, like the health of the hair, the health of the skin, teeth. These are really important things that all make up the allure factor. Hail man, what's up, guys? Just finished my live stream. What's up, bro? Glad to have you here. I saw you were live streaming when I went live. I was like, Really Organic, the story you told about the digestion of your vegan roommates in Hawaii is really important for people to hear, so I'm going to clip it. Yeah. Yeah, the girl's running to the toilet and exploding and leaving a bunch of little particles in the water even after the toilet was flushed. Yeah, gross. You could see the papaya in the toilet. No joke. Carson says, I see you're getting close to 5K subs. We'll have to be sure to spam VP's comments when you hit 5K. Man, leave that guy alone. He ain't coming over here. He said he was coming on at 4K and he still didn't come over here. He's not a man of his word. Not a man of his word. That's embarrassing. He should be ashamed. It's crazy how many dudes say they don't like fake boobs, yet the ladies keep getting them and impress men. Haha. Yeah. I mean, I don't know of any guys that doesn't really like them. I know of guys who've said that, and then they got a girlfriend with them, and then they loved it. So I think it's one of those things you kind of, you know, if you haven't experienced it, you pretend like you don't want it because it's, you know, sometimes it's a little bit out of guys' capability to get a woman with those. Typically, a woman who's got enhancements like that, she's somebody who likes to have attention. And a lot of guys don't want a girlfriend with who gets that much attention. It comes with the territory. It's a rough, man. It's like you got to be willing to deal with that type of person. The most important thing, IMO, is how someone makes you feel. Agree, Tiana. They make you feel turned on more than all belief. The better. More the better. Hailman, did you see Vegan Gain's fat ass on the couch eating sugar and cupcakes? So depressing. Dude, yes. And I watched your video with it. Or did you make a video with it? Somebody made a video talking about it. And it was terrible, dude. Honestly, I feel bad for that guy. So funny. Somebody pointed out he eats meat made of gluten, and then he goes to the bakery and buys gluten-free cupcakes or cookies. How does that make any sense? Gluten-free cookies, but I eat meat made of gluten. What? So backwards, man. The vegan world. Zombie Mukbang says, it's like when girls say size doesn't matter. We say that to make guys feel better. Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't mean that you're not going to date a guy who's like not a monster, but if the guy you liked had a little bit bigger, would you turn it down? No, you're not going to turn it down. If the girl you were in love with had small boobs and she's like, you know what, babe, I'm thinking about getting some enhancements. I really want to look better for you in the bedroom. You're going to be like, okay, yes. Let's be real here. Ooh. We got some more North Korean dollars coming through. Gung Fu, hold up. That's a TED car.
And here we've got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
Gung Fu, thank you again for the Swedish krones, Norwegian krones. I wonder how Brighton Fuller is doing. Yeah, me too, man. I was thinking about her. I always think about her. I'm wondering how she's doing. She left YouTube. She said she didn't want a piece of YouTube anymore. She shut her channel down, if you remember, and then she called me when I did my open microphone live stream. That was cool. J-Star went to the doctor to discuss plants causing me issues. Doc told me to increase it, and my body will get used to it again. That's not true, is it? Just coming out of veganism, still learning. You might be having issues with the fat more so than leaving the plants behind. I think that just ease up on the fat intake, especially if it's stuff like butter or processed fats, like that liquidy type fat. Eat a little bit higher protein meats, not the super fatty cuts just yet. And you might have a little bit better results with that. Zombie Mukbang says her boyfriend makes her feel beautiful. That's great. I need to learn a little bit of that boyfriend humility. You know, it's not my strong suit. I'm picky. I like, you know, they're wearing outfits I don't like. It's hard for me to hide it. I'm just like, oh, why are you wearing that? Yeah, it happens. I'm not the best. Redheaded Princess. It's like how guys say that they don't like girls in makeup. Then a lot of the times they don't even realize that girls have it on. They mean they don't like too much makeup. Same thing with boobs. Don't get boobs that look too fake. Yep. That's what's up right there. Exactly. Well, Hellman, yeah, Vegan Gains is getting his blood drawn in that latest video, but he's been losing weight because he's been cutting on his bodybuilding cut. So he's been losing like 5 pounds a week or something for the last 4 weeks, something like that. So he's intentionally losing the weight. His doctor's the one who says, hey, you're losing weight too fast. I'm worried about your electrolytes. So it's kind of understandable why he's losing the weight. I thought it was at first because he was really sick and he just couldn't eat enough food and his body was just, I'm like, oh, here we go. Vegan gains, his body's shutting down. But I don't think that's the case. Men are getting surgery and fillers too anyways. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't heard of that. And I'm in like the most gnarly plastic surgery place ever. But maybe in LA or something like that. Anita Monsoon says size is super important. If someone turns you on a lot and treats you well, that's the best reason to stay together. Good sex keeps people happy. I agree with that. That makes a lot of sense to me. Compatibility is important, to be honest, even in bed. Yep. See, you girls, your girls know what's up. Anina says honesty is a good thing. Well, yeah, mostly. I find that both sexes have a tough time being honest with each other because honestly, in today's society, you're not really rewarded for honesty too much. Like if you've been around and you've been really seeing what's going on, like I hate to say that, but that's kind of like the way it is. It's not the way that people want it to be, but it inevitably ends up being that way, unfortunately. That's just been maybe my experience, stuff that I've seen, but yeah, it's a tough situation. Because then you're a little too honest one time, and then they're like, oh, you don't make me feel good. You make me feel unwanted. And you're like, fuck, man. You baited me. You baited me. J-Star says, no, it only happened after eating vegetables. If I just eat meat and butter, I'm okay. I thought some gas and bloating was normal. I feel so angry for being brainwashed that vegan was optimal. Man, yeah, hey, welcome to the club, man. Don't feel bad about that. That is literally what my channel is about. It's about helping people transition out of ex-veganism. The people who are right there at the end of their veganism, who are like looking for direction on where to go, take it from a 4.5-year ex-vegan. That's what happens. You just got to give it time. It will be quick though. It's not going to be like months till you start feeling better. Most of the time. If you're having trouble eating vegetables, cut them out, bro. Cut them out. Go to something with no fiber. If you really think you need carbs, go eat some rice. Just cut all the fiber out for a while and just see how you feel. The only thing that gives me gas at all anymore is vegetables. Sometimes milk. And if I drink a lot of caffeine, particularly energy drinks, then I can also get some stomach weirdness going on. Kind of like IBS, though. It's not really gas. Redheaded Princess says, I think the reason Vegan Gains gets gluten-free vegan desserts is because most of all the vegan bakeries in Toronto are also gluten-free. It's annoying. Got it. Zombie mukbang. That's a good point. I like that point. I like what she said. She said, as you get older, you learn how to see an imperfect person perfectly. Now, I don't know if we ever see people perfectly, but we do learn to appreciate we learn to accept people for not being perfect. Let's say that. Like, that's my experience. Is like, back, when I was younger, when I just thought the whole world was like mine to destroy, basically, and use at my will. If somebody wasn't perfect, it was just like, it was hard to even look past one flaw. And as I've gotten older, you can accept more flaws because you also realize you're not perfect. So it's a really good lesson to learn in life. Vegetable Gains makes too much money off of veganism to ever admit contradictions. That's what people were saying. I think that he might leave the diet eventually. I really do. Girls just want a guy who will do them like an animal in the bedroom for 15 minutes. Not the girls I talk to, bro. They're like, you better be ready to go for hours. You better do this. You better do that. Seriously. I know some girls that are just like off. They're so needy with it all. It's insane. Like, dude, I have shit to do. Like, I can't be in there all day with you. Every day. What the hell? Angelica Bochat, welcome to the chat. I've never seen you before. Welcome. Shumi Thomas Barnard, welcome all these new people. It's great. Honesty is everything. I hate fakery. I have bad experiences with it. Yeah. I don't mean being fake, but like sometimes honesty is not always the right thing in every moment. Sometimes people are really sensitive and they tend to resent you for the truth that you give them. You know? It's tough. It's a tough thing. Tough thing to balance. Shimmy says, hi, Drew. What's up? What's up? Raw vegetables are not very digestible. Agreed. Really organic. That's the truth there. Oh, my back. My back is hurting now. Newly Awakened says, I've been married 21 years together and I've been married 21 years and together 25. Very happily. The key, worship them like a god and pick wisely. That's it. See, you're a female, as far as from what I know. That is good advice. That is good advice from the female's perspective. Yes, that's very good advice. I agree. You pick a man. If he's solid, you realize that trying to keep finding continually better and better men is not realistic. You pick one, you stick by him, you treat him amazing. He's going to treat you amazing. And he's also going to accept the fact that over time, you know, you're going to become less perfect physically and he's going to be not perfect either. So, oh, sorry, J-Star, you're a female. My bad. Hey, bro. But I do like your perspective, Newly Awake. I'm glad you're happy for 25 years. That's amazing. You don't hear that very often. I also think that you've probably come from a different era, you know? Dating these days, like you didn't have Tinder and Plenty of Fish, and you didn't grow up in the social media era. It's fucked up now. Redheaded Princess says, usually if a guy is too honest to his girlfriend and it's causing problems, just learning how to word things more gently can make a huge difference. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Hold on. So this whole gently thing, I know another woman who uses the exact terminology and we talk all the time. While I am with that, you should be as gentle as you can to somebody who you're trying to maybe, you know, explain something that's not going to sound so nice to them. It's sometimes you just don't have the ability to be gentle. Like sometimes somebody just really pushes you to the point where you're just like, this, can you please do this for me? And then they're like, oh, and they act like it came out of nowhere. So sometimes gentle is just not an option. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying from the man's perspective. And I'm sure there's plenty of times, too, where women aren't gentle in their explanation. Haleman, I think you're right. Vegan Gains is going to leave the diet. He's too smart. See, he agree. Vegan Gains is smart. Vegan Gains is a smart guy. That or he lies about eating meat, and he's not lying. I don't think he's lying. He's not lying, but I do think he's going to leave. I don't think he's going to offer any kind of apology to the ex-vegan community. That's for sure. But I think he will be honest about it. I think he will leave eventually. I don't think he has more than another year. 1 year. You know, the thing with bodybuilders, people who have the bodybuilding tendency within them, is they do want to see improvement in their physique. And if they're to a point where they're putting in all this effort and they're not seeing the gains that they think that they deserve, they will move on. Thomas Barnard, my old name was Hugh Not Bear. Hello again. Were you in here with your other username? Sorry. I don't recognize that one either. Anina says, I am too honest sometimes, but it's okay. People think I'm being sarcastic or joking. Yeah, I have the same thing too. They're like, are you serious? Antonio McCaskill, welcome to the chat. I see a lot of new people in here. Please subscribe, guys. We're blowing up the channel right now, and like this video if you are enjoying the content. Antonio says, if you're too honest, a girl may shut down emotionally. I've seen that many times. Many times. Hey, do you like my shoes? And I'm like, well, actually, like, this is a great example. I worked at Nordstrom one of the best department stores ever. I sold women's shoes at Nordstrom. So we had all the high-end shoes. I helped women who were millionaires come through sometimes and help them pick out shoes. That was my job. Pick out shoes. Does this match? Do you think this heel will work with this? How about the peep toe? How about the wedge? You know, it's too strappy. It's not strappy enough. Okay, I need to match my prom dress. Whatever. Boom. I got you, girl. Bam, bam, bam. Go out back, grab a bunch of shoes, pick them out the shoes. Oh, no, that's a little too big. That's a little too small. Strap it up for them. Do the whole thing, right? Stretch the shoes for them. I knew how to do all that stuff. And then a girl comes to me and she's like, oh, do you like these? Or what do you think? And I'm like, oh, actually, you have another pair that would match that really good. Why don't you go try those on? And it looks better. And then they're kind of like, like, they don't want to hear that from you. That's just the reality. They don't want to hear that from you. I'm 40-something. My BF is 31. We've been together 4 years and still addicted to the sexy times. Nice, nice. I don't think Vegan Gains will admit it right away. He's made such an ass of himself. Yeah, I don't know. My gut tells me that if he does leave, he will come out with it and just be like, take me, YouTube. I'm fucked. Because that's his only play. He's too smart. He's seen what's happened to like Ravana. And if he doesn't come out with it, then that's not going to be good for him. Joe Pearson says, a foot fetishist dream job. Toe nibbler Vegan Gains would be jealous. That clip of him nibbling on the toes of his wife is very hard to watch. Wow. That is... Ugh. Really organic. That's great. You sold women's shoes. Yes, I did. Sold women's shoes. Touched the feet. Dealt with the toes. I've helped trans women. Or not trans women. Straight up transvestites. Not even trying to be a woman, but dressed as a woman. I've seen it all at Nordstrom. With excellent customer service, may I add. Amanda Finn says, did soy cause your voice to be like that? Who is she referring to, Amanda? What's up, Dan Asirit? Hello, hello. Going back to sleep, babe. Bye, Nina. Have a good night. Dan, good to see you. You're new here, buddy. Enjoy the chat. The concurrent viewers is going up. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, Planetary Farms, Vegan Gains better be twerking it with that big juicy booty once he goes ex-vegan. He's gonna have to up his twerking. Gonna have to wear the thong. Nah, I think he will have to admit it. I think he will have to admit it. I wonder what will happen. That will be insane, won't it? They'll have to go into what do you call it? Witness protection. Redheaded Princess says, I think as long as you don't poke someone in their soft spots, it's okay to be honest. But you say your girlfriend is self-conscious about acne, don't mention it. I agree with that one. It's just because that's not something they can control. Yeah, that's not something they can control. Like if somebody is really like too tall for you or too short for you, like you shouldn't, if you don't like it, you shouldn't be with them. You know, if you're always making jokes about it, like eventually you're gonna penetrate that thin armor they have. Because I find that with like intimacy and people who want to be in love with each other, you know, they don't want to have this thick layer of wall up where you can just bash them all the time. They could bash you all the time. You want it to be vulnerable, so therefore you feel comfortable with each other. So if you're kind of making crude jokes like that, especially if they have no control over it, it's not going to be a good thing for the relationship. Imagine pointing out to your man that his package is not satisfying you. That would destroy him. Yeah, that would be fucking rough. That would be rough. That would be rough. Thomas Barnard gave Vegan Gains 10 years or 10 months. I think 1 year. I think 1 year. I've even thought about making a series on my channel where I do edited videos where I go and I sift through people's videos and I show kind of like where they started, where they were at like a year ago, and where they're at now, and their projection of when I think they'll leave the diet. Derek Simnet, you guys heard it here first. I think he's teetering right now, man. I think Derek Simnet is teetering. What makes you think Vegan Gains is going to quit veganism? Go watch his last video. He just doesn't look happy. I know he's cutting. I know he's on low calories. He's on 1,600 calories a day. But man, like, he just doesn't look like he's... Watch him make his food. So he's on 1,600 calories a day, starving, right? Low energy. Watch him make his dinner. I like these. Yeah, I prefer saucier pizza. Yeah, and he's just like spreading his sauce on his pizza. Dude, that is depressing. Every time I cook a steak, I'm like, I put that shit on Instagram. Put it on Instagram. And I make it the same way too, every time. And I get down on them. Oh, whoa. We got a good question, guys. We got a good question. J Star says, avoid relationship, single life, and freedom is so much better. Hey, if you want to be single, stay single. I agree with you. And right now, that's where I'm at. Vegan Gains eats meat. He makes a living pretending to be vegan. Pro troll. I disagree with that. Sid Meister, I love this question. Yo, Drew, sometimes I bust too early. Any advice? I got some advice for you, bro. This advice, believe it or not, came from none other than...
And then here we've got some cranberry juice. It's great for your penis or vagina.
He's an expert, okay? Relax your butt cheeks. Relax your butt cheeks. If you're in there and doesn't matter. You're on bottom, you're on top. Relax your cheeks. Take some breaths. Breathe into your belly and make sure you unclench those cheeks, baby boy. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference for you. Make sure. Try it out. Get back to me. Get back to me on that one. J-Star says, are you coming to Australia with Bobby or did I hear wrong? I think you heard wrong. I don't think he said that. I'd love to go though. If he invites me, I'm in. I'm flying. I'll fly at the back of the plane. Coach, no problem. Derek drinks so much coffee for health. Wait. Derek drinks so much coffee for health. Advocates yoga, man. My brain just exploded reading that, but I think you're saying that Derek drinks too much coffee. I think he made a video like 6 months back saying he doesn't drink coffee anymore. I'm not sure. Zombie Mukbang says, my vegan girlfriend hates sex. One even jokes she has to get drunk just to put out to her husband on his birthday. Oh, your vegan girlfriends hate sex. One even jokes she has to get drunk. Ugh, that's terrible. She has to get drunk just to do it for his birthday? Ugh. Her man should just dump her. Just dump her, dude. Just record that conversation next time. Send it to the man. Be like, bro, get some self-respect. Dump this chick. That's my advice for that guy. Just check your vids. Thanks, Dan. Subscribe, bro, if you like. Hit the like button. Why not? Drew is right. Unclench the cheeks and breathe deep. You can last for hours. Yes, exactly. I swear to God, Ted Carr is the one who said that. Sometimes that dude has some nuggets of information. Sid's wondering if any ladies want to experiment. So, hey, if you're available, Sid, maybe you can get something going in the chat. Jack Jackson, relaxing the cheeks is time proven. Yep. J-Star says, Drew, you can stay with us and my dog. You in Australia? Okay, well, we have the Australia connection now. Thank you. Really organic. Yeah. Planetary Farms is picking up what I'm also picking up. Sounds like she hates him. You know, but I've been in those relationships too where you just don't really want to, you just kind of not into it. Just kind of not really into it, you know? Like once you get down to the business, it's like, At the end of the day, I'm a guy. Get down to business. It's gonna work. But except when I was vegan. But like sometimes the vibe just isn't there. Like sometimes curiosity doesn't equal chemistry. Does that make sense? Sometimes you can have curiosity about somebody, which leads you down the road of dating and relationship, but there's not enough chemistry. The chemistry can't be faked. Yeah. But curiosity is a thing because you are interested, you want to find out. It's like a mystery, but then there's like the chemistry isn't there to really back up that curiosity. Tiana's got a thing for men's arms, veiny forearms, and hands. Tiana, it wasn't you the other day that was getting upset about we're talking about it, right? No. It was Emily Moon. Emily Moon. Are you out here, Emily? Is she in the chat? She's in the chat. She hasn't said a thing. I'll chat. Hey, Emily. Let's see if she pops out of nowhere. She's not happy when we're talking about this stuff. But she's here, isn't she? I see you, Emily. You got to be friends first, beauty fades. I'm with that. I'm with that concept. I'm with being friends. I'm with the day-to-day compatibility. That shit is important, but it's not as valued by young people. Let's just say that. You know, when you got a girl in her 20s and her prime, being friends and all that is not good enough. Not good enough. Carson Flowers, I tried out that Ted Carr method last year with the girl I was seeing, and she was wondering how it was lasting so long. And I said I was experimenting with deep breathing. She asked, I'm an experiment? Woo! Yeah, you are. What happened after that? That is a classic female response to that. Oh, I'm experimenting with this method, so I'm an experiment? Ooh. They're always looking for that one up, aren't they? Beauty does not have to fade if you're healthy and really organic. Redheaded Princess says curiosity is based on the perception of someone, and then chemistry is the reality of them. Nice. I like that. It's based on the reality of spending time with them. And once you've had them, does that feeling stay? Because sometimes that feeling gets even crazier after you've been with them. That's real chemistry. And it's not really earned. Like the person didn't do anything special for it. It's just there, you know? That's real chemistry. Tiana goes both ways. Ooh, what a girl. Hey, Redheaded Princess knows how to pick them, huh? J Star says, haha, I mean, how people put so much focus on looks. You get old, you need a solid foundation. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the women arguing in the chat about looks. About staying looking good. It's great. We got some dialogue going on between the chat. It's amazing. Carson says he told that girl he was dating last year, sex is always an experiment. Yep. It is always an experiment, isn't it? Zombie mukbang. Friendship is so important too. My kid's dad is still my best friend. He's family to me. That's dope. Nice. Newly Awakened says, Drew, you are the rare total package for a guy your age. I'm impressed and kind of sad at how bad I was dissing on dudes in my stream earlier today now. Nope, I'm not the total package. Nope. Trust me, I'm not. I'm missing a few very key things right now. Believe me. But it's not all bad. I am confident, and I don't think poorly of myself, but I know where the lack is right now. So it is what it is. What's up, Taylor? How you doing? Amanda Howe, another new face in the chat. Why is it so many plant-based vegans are always practicing mindfulness and positivity, yet they're usually the ones who are the most opposite and negative? Well, it's because anytime somebody is feeling overly justified in their position on something, they tend to, like they want to be mean. Like they're not really those people. They're not really these mindful, positive people. They just are using that as an excuse to appear that way. And then when somebody goes against what their belief is, then they feel like they're justified. Like, you're an animal killer. You're a piece of shit. Like they have a way to justify it. Does that make sense? So no, they're not really these mindful, positive people. They're just not. I've met plenty of toxic vegans. Trust me. Sidmeister, why do you think appears to be a rise in homosexuality in the last 10 years? I mean, out of all the gay guys I've ever met in my life, I don't know that many lesbian women, but I've met quite a few gay guys. And I feel like every gay guy that I've met, they're gay. I believe people are born gay. I don't think it's a choice. I don't think it's really from trauma or anything like that. I think most people that are homosexual are born that way. I think that the rise in it in the last 10 years is because you're just seeing it younger and earlier and more publicly expressed. That makes sense, Like with social media and everything, it's like a lot of this stuff is in your face these days and it's promoted. But I think they were gay all along. I mean, I don't think the percentage of homosexuality has risen. I think it's always been the same. I just think it's more accepted now. J-Star says, all the people I know who are still together had no attraction. It grew. All the ones with massive attraction all ended badly. That's some real shit right there. Wow. I agree with that. I like that. All the relationships that I've had that were started out with that heavy attraction, they went down in flames quickly. The ones that started off more slow simmer, even with, I would say, a lack of chemistry, they went the furthest. Weird how that works. But, at the end of the day, you still need to be able to... It's pretty hard to keep a woman happy these days. Really, really hard. Unfortunately. Aaliyah White, welcome to chat. Do you know how to read scientific papers? I mean no science here. I think what you meant was you see no science here, or you hear no science here. I'm guessing that you're pro-vegan stance, and that's great. I welcome you to the chat. I welcome you to participate and engage in the stream. I don't think anybody on YouTube is qualified to read scientific papers, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe with the exception of a few doctors here and there. I think that people like Bart K are pretty qualified to do so. I don't think people like Vegan Gains are qualified to do so. However, Vegan Gains and I can both have a rudimentary understanding of these papers. When we read it, we read through the variables and the conclusions and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, you're going to find science to support both sides of the argument, whether you're vegan or not vegan. I've said it a million times. And hey, you eat the way that you want. And in my opinion, the way that you feel is more important than what any paper is going to tell you. So regardless of whether a paper says that 100% plant-based diet is suitable for all stages of life, and then you go try that and you don't feel good eating that way after a few years, of course, then why cause yourself trouble when you can fix that, in a first world country anyway? Planetary Farm says, Drew's a cancer. He's feisty AF. Yeah, I guess I am kind of feisty. I definitely I have a hard time putting up with people's shit, I'm pretty I'll let people get away with a certain amount. I give them this little barrier, I can put up with this much and you can't tell that I'm having a problem with it. But once it goes past that, I'm like, hey, I either say it directly or I just cannot hold it in anymore, that I'm unable to put up with it. That's just how it works. J-Star says she'd marry me. No, you wouldn't. KDH, Drew, what do you feel your biggest flaws are, or what do you feel are missing? Money. A few years ago, I had a decent amount of money saved up, and I chose to move to Hawaii with it. I chose to live a sort of like bare bones lifestyle and travel a bit and launch my business. I launched Honeybee, vegan vegetarian dating app on iOS, and I spent a lot of money on it. It actually was turning a profit every month. It was covering its expenses. I had 11,000 people on there. It was cool. It was successful in that respect, but it was I needed a much bigger bankroll to like last. So I kind of spent my money on that. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I think I learned a lot on it, but you know, I need like a steady income at this point. YouTube is great, and I would love to blow this up and make a bunch of money from this, and I'd be just like a full-time streamer, sponsors all over the stream, you know, super chats flying out the wazoo. Trust me, I'd love to do that. But right now, it's like, you know, there's no way that I'm going to realistically be with someone new or start a new relationship of any kind in the situation that I'm in. So that would be the thing. And I guess, you know, related to that is sort of my mindset about working for somebody. I really don't want to work for somebody, although I've applied for like a billion jobs. I have a college degree and a bunch of experience in sales jobs and all kinds of other stuff. But, you know, hey, that is what it is. Drew, when's your birthday? July 4th. I was born at 1:03 a.m. July 4th, 1985. Planetary Farms says, I mentioned something on a stream. What are you talking about exactly there? Brooke Graves says, did you minor in psychology or just have a mind for it? I guess I just have a mind for it. I took just psychology classes in college, nothing special. Pretty good at writing though, like English. Writing papers, writing essays. I never had to proofread my papers or anything like that. I would just write things, one draft, boom. I did not go to UC Irvine. I went to Cal State Fullerton. Close, though. Everyone has faults. Yeah, 100%. Everyone has faults. But, you know, in the relationship that I want to have, I can't follow a woman. I can't follow a woman. That's just not how it works. Like I don't go that direction, you know? Like if the woman is successful in doing stuff, that's great, but like I also need my own thing. It's very important to me. And I think long term it's important to her too. So it kind of works to keep everything going. So right now that's what I'm focusing on. Why do folks care who consenting adults love and have sex with? I don't know. Who said that they do? Oh, because of the gay thing. Got it. Yeah, we know they're lying. Veganism is adequate for all stages of life. Like, you're not going to die right away. Sure. Cancers are introspective and enjoy deep convos from my experience. Yeah, for sure. That's like, I've always enjoyed deep conversations and I've always been very introspective. Like I'm the first to blame. I blame myself before anybody else every time. If something goes wrong, I'm like, okay, what did I do? How can I fix it? Or how can I not do that again? And I will force myself to go through the pain of a situation. If something bad happens and I don't like it, like I have to sit with it all the way through until I'm all the way over it. I don't linger on any emotion whatsoever. Planetary Farm says, everyone's different. My mom and husband are little crabs and have a lot of similarities. Yep, I'm a crab. Zombie says, find someone who loves you before you have money. Yeah, that would be great to build something with somebody, to be honest with you. That'd be awesome. Growing Old says, isn't it hard to find a job in California right now? Yes. Even though the unemployment rate is very low, the problem is the job market is so competitive here, and every high achiever in the world is here in my job market. So I've heard recently that only the top 3% of job applicants even get a callback. So you're not competing with unemployed people, just so that people understand this. You're competing with everybody because everybody's trying to upgrade their job position. So whether you're unemployed or whether you're already working, you are in the same pool of applicants with everybody else. It's really tough. Tiana, you're so nice. You'll do big things. I think much bigger than YouTubers. I can't work in formal environments. I freelance currently, and I'm going to have my own business. Do what works for you. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I have some good mentors around me, some college professors who still remember me. I was just talking to one the other day, and he's like, don't even worry about, a failed business or two. He's like, every successful guy that I know, one of them didn't strike success until he was 42, but he had some failed ventures before that. And then once he hit 42, it's like an empire. Now all of a sudden you're balling. Aaliyah White, you cute little vegan. All right, let's talk to Aaliyah here, guys. Let's switch gears here. Let me take a break from the relationship talk. You need to be careful with the way you share your personal experience. Well, it's a good thing that you recognize that as my personal experience. That is very key because I do say it as my personal experience. Share both sides. I mean, it's not one side or the other. Come on, people eating vegetables and fruits is awesome for your body. I feel like you're trolling me. But I think fruits and vegetables can be awesome for your body. Yeah. I just don't think that 100% vegan diets for the rest of your life is healthy for everybody, for most people. Maybe for 1% of the population. Carson Flowers says, what did you do in school when part of the grade was to do a rough draft and make changes and corrections? I always made false errors and then corrected them in the final copy. I don't think I ever had any of those. Oh, maybe I did. I do remember that. I'm like, what is this? What do you mean you have to do an incorrect thing first? It's so stupid. Sid Meister says he followed a woman and it crashed and burned. Exactly. Like, you could be with a successful woman and it's great for a while. And then the dynamic just doesn't work because you don't have any control over like what's going on, if they're expecting you to follow them, in my opinion, over time, they're going to lose attraction for you naturally anyways, because that's just the way that men and women are wired. So it's not doing anybody any favors to follow a woman in that case. I did not see the Fullerton Informer. I have no idea what that is. J-Star says, don't be so hard on yourself or think you need money before a relationship. My 25-year-old cousin died in his sleep last year. Take risks. Damn, that's rough, man. Or woman, lady, friend. That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Your money will grow. You obviously have the potential, and I think your YouTube will keep growing. I don't even have a Patreon, no. I was going to put up a PayPal link today for custom videos. So take donations for custom video ideas. If people wanted me to make a video specifically with a title, like a certain subject. Oh, Vegetable Police just releases blood tests on YouTube. Okay, let's go check that out. Because actually, we're starting to get to the end of the stream here. 2 hours and 51 minutes. Oh my god. I did not notice because I'm deep in the chat. Yeah, guys. It's like about the money thing. It's not really. It's my own comfort. Like I need to know that I'm set up. So that takes priority over a relationship. That's all it really is. It's not like I need to be rich before I go get a solid relationship going. I know that stuff will work itself out. That's fine. A lot of good comments here. All right, let's go check out this Vegan Gains blood work. I'm actually interested in that. We'll probably call it quits on the stream because my voice is starting to die. JG, baby. How about do volunteer work to fill the employment gap? That's a good idea. I'm hoping that I can somehow, I'm applying for a lot of social media jobs in local here in Orange County. There's a lot of like social media manager jobs. And with my YouTube channel, I think that will actually slot me into one of those jobs because they want to see that you can grow a social media platform. And YouTube is YouTube is the prime one. If you can grow a YouTube channel, you can grow an Instagram or Facebook or whatever. YouTube is the hard one. If you've got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, you are so much more advanced in terms of the your abilities and skill set than somebody who's got 1 million followers on Instagram. Thanks, Redheaded Princess. Thanks, Allison. J-Star says, yes, Drew, by one day's turn into possibly nevers. What does that mean? Do more ex-vegan interviews? Okay. Thank you. It helped you? That's great. Yeah, Tiana says, I don't think it's about the money for Drew, but him feeling stable and confident on his own. Yes, exactly. Tough to focus on getting there when you're in a relationship. It also changes the dynamics. Yes, the dynamics get super messed up. They think you're kind of ignoring them or you're not putting enough energy into them. It's tough. It's a tough place to be. And you're like, as a man who has made money before, like you're just not, you can't be irresponsible with the money that you still have saved, you know? Women are a little bit more spendy with their extra money. But if you only have like this much money left, you need to be careful with it. You need to protect it. And then you're trying to go out to dinner with a new girl and you're like, ooh, you're like penny pinching everywhere you go. That's not good. That's just not a good way to start a relationship. All right.
Hi, everyone. So, as some of you may already know, I've been vegan for 10 years now, and just the other day I got a blood test taken, which included a lipid panel, so I thought it'd be interesting to go through my blood test results. And I also thought it'd be interesting to compare my results to someone who's been following the carnivore diet. And I thought it would be best to compare myself to Frank Tufano, since he claims to have been following the carnivore diet for 6 years now. And he also claims to be a nutrition expert. And he had a blood test taken a few months ago, which included a lipid panel. So we're going to compare mine versus Frank Tufano's lipid panel. A lipid panel is a good way of assessing heart disease risk. So we're going to...
Do you guys think Vegan Gains' voice or Ryan from Happy Healthy Vegans is worse? What do you guys think? Let me know.
Take a look and see whether or not a vegan diet beats out a carnivore diet in terms of heart disease risk, at least according to a lipid panel. Alright, so here is my blood test. Now, I've blurred some things out just so that I don't get doxxed, but, you know, you can see my name, Richard Burgess,
Thank you, Katie. I read that. That's very nice.
So this is definitely me. And as far as everything goes here, the hematology and, you know, the glucose, HbA1c, it's all normal, everything's within the reference range, you know, you can pause the video, take a look at it, but nothing out of the...
All right, so let's really take a little bit of a look here. I don't know how to... I gotta take a look at these blood tests. Okay. I actually have no idea what most of the stuff is, if I'm keeping it real. Where's the
ordinary here. I'm just,
where's the triglycerides?
According to this, just normal, healthy. And here's my lipid panel. So, I was fasting for 6 hours before I had this test taken. So basically what this means is, before I had my blood work taken, I had a meal 6 hours beforehand. And in case you were wondering what that meal was, it was just a plate of lentils with some broccoli. So, triglycerides. My triglycerides were 0.43 millimoles per liter. For those of you who are American, who don't normally use millimoles per liter, this translates to 38.09 milligrams per deciliter, which is quite low. Ideally, you want your triglycerides below 100 milligrams per deciliter. I'm obviously a lot lower than that at 38. Now, compare this to Frank Tufano. His triglycerides were 157 milligrams per deciliter, which is fairly high. That's above the range that's considered ideal. So, compared to me, he does have an elevated risk of heart disease when it comes to triglycerides. And a lot of people who are following a carnivore diet or any low-carb diet, they think that just because they're eating low-carb, that will keep their triglycerides low. Well, that's not necessarily the case. If you're also eating a high-fat diet, that can also elevate your triglycerides. A lot of people think that if they eat a high-carb diet, that'll, raise their triglycerides. No, that's not necessarily the case. I eat a high-carb diet, but I also eat a diet that's very high in fiber and low in fat.
Okay. So his triglyceride to HDL is horrible. That's what I was mainly wondering here. So let's see. 0.43 over 1. So he's like a 2.0, right? That's what that ends up being, yeah? 0.43 divided by 1. No. Why didn't that work? I was just going to give me 4. Am I just too tired to figure this out? Okay. I can't do math right now. It's not happening. Forget I attempted that live on stream.
And that can also help to keep your triglycerides low. So vegan diet beats out carnivore diet in this case. Cholesterol. So my total cholesterol was 3.08 millimoles per liter. This translates to 119.
Someone do the math, okay? I can't stream and do the math.
So ideally, you want to keep your total cholesterol below 140 milligrams per deciliter, so I'm well within the healthy range. Compare this with Frank. His total cholesterol was 319 milligrams per deciliter, which is over double what it should be. So his cholesterol is really, really high, which isn't surprising. He eats a diet that's very high in saturated fat, cholesterol, and low in fiber. All those things are going to elevate your serum cholesterol. So he's putting himself at risk for heart disease. So again, vegan diet beats out the carnivore diet. Next up is HDL cholesterol. HDL is considered your good cholesterol, and basically you want to keep your HDL high and your total and LDL cholesterol low. So my HDL was 1 millimole per liter. This translates to 38.67
His triglyceride to HDL ratio is really low.
Now, some people might consider that low, but it's not low in context with my total and LDL cholesterol score. Generally speaking, when your total and LDL cholesterol go down, your HDL is also going to go down. So a better way to look at this is your cholesterol to HDL ratio. My ratio was 3.1. Ideally, you want your cholesterol to HDL ratio to be below 4. So 3.1, that's, again, well within the healthy range. Now compare this with Frank. Frank's HDL was 48 milligrams per deciliter, which is...
Okay, let's look at Frank's here. So Frank's 48... Okay, this cholesterol to HDL ratio, that's... I don't even know what that is. All I've ever heard of is triglyceride to HDL ratio as being a huge predictor. Frank's is actually terrible. Frank's triglyceride to HDL ratio is significantly higher than vegan
10 points higher than mine.
It's 3 point something.
But in context with his total and his total and LDL cholesterol score, his HDL is extremely low. And if you take a look at his cholesterol to HDL ratio, it's 6.65, which is astronomically high. Again, he should have a cholesterol to HDL ratio below 4. He's at 6.65, so again, really high risk for heart disease. So vegan diet wins out again. And next up we have LDL cholesterol. So what you'll notice here is it says calculated. What that means is they didn't actually measure my LDL cholesterol. They used an equation to estimate my LDL cholesterol. There's a little bit of an inaccuracy with that. There's about a 10% margin of error, so keep that in mind. Now, my LDL cholesterol was 1.88 millimoles per liter. That translates to 72.7 milligrams per deciliter. Now, ideally, you want your LDL cholesterol to be below 70 milligrams per deciliter. That gives you the lowest heart disease risk. I was slightly higher than that at 72.7. Not a big deal, and also considering this is my calculated score, not my, actual tested score, if I had to guess, my actual LDL would probably be below 70, but not a big deal. I'm still at very, very low risk for heart disease, according to this lipid panel. Now, compare that to Frank Tufano. His LDL was 240 milligrams per
JG
deciliter.
What I'm getting from this is that Vegan Gains' triglyceride to HDL ratio is not that bad. It's under 1. That's really low. Angelica says high cholesterol is associated with lower mortality. That is true. That's the evidence that I've seen, according to the combination of studies that I've seen.
Ridiculously, astronomically high, and with an LDL cholesterol score that high, he is massively increasing his risk of heart disease. I'd recommend you all read the paper.
It's so funny how they always talking about this reference to increasing risk of heart disease. Like, all we need to do is go get a coronary artery calcium scan, and that's it. And it's a wrap. Like, do you have heart disease or do you not have heart disease? The CAC will tell you. I don't know why people just don't go get that.
Paper put out by the European Atherosclerosis Society.
The ratio that I've heard of that's important is triglycerides to HDL.
The higher your LDL is and the longer duration of time your LDL stays elevated, the higher your heart disease risk is. So Frank Tufano is not doing himself any favors by following this carnivore diet. So I think it's safe to say that my vegan diet is healthier than Frank Tufano's carnivore diet, at least when it comes to heart health. My total...
Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's get a few things clear here. Number one, Vegan Gains has been dieting on 1,600 calories a day for the past 4 weeks. So this is not an indicator of his overall blood, his serum blood levels, his normal blood levels. He's been dieting for 4 weeks straight. If you guys look into Dave Feldman's stuff, he proves that you can change your cholesterol numbers in a matter of days based on what you eat. So if Vegan Gains is normally eating his crap, whatever, and 4 weeks ago, he just decides to start cutting a bunch of body fat and doing all this stuff, like, his numbers might look good right now because he's been dieting hardcore for the past 4 weeks. He should have taken blood tests before this. And either way, it doesn't matter anyways. If he has good blood tests, I'm happy for him. I don't really care. At the end of the day, if we're looking at like triglyceride to HDL ratio, it is a fact. Vegan Gains is better than Frank's, according to this study, or according to this blood test. So, hey, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this. I'm looking forward to... I'll actually send this to Dave Feldman. I'm sending this to Dave right now. Hold up. Wish we could just pull him straight on. Dave, break this down for me, dog. That's what I'm going to say. Dave is the man. Okay, done. Ask Bart. Bart? We'll get Bart. I'll send it to Bart after. What about Brandon Horma Health? Not sure. He looks yellow. I don't know. I mean, NRG. I think it's Happy Healthy Vegan. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Vegan Gains doesn't bother me. To be honest with you, Vegan Gains doesn't bother me at all. I think we all know what's going to happen in the end for Vegan Gains. He's going to leave the diet. I think women have more of an issue with Freely. I don't really care about Freely. She's like, I never looked up to her in any way or thought she was special in any way. You know, she's never like... Vegan Gains, HDL is not something to brag about. I'm sure Chris Kruger would look at this and be like, oh, his cholesterol's too low or something like that, and he would break it down from that direction. Hey, well, you know, we're talking about the lives, we're talking about the data and this and that. his triglyceride to HDL ratio is good. I need to hear what the experts say when they look at this, because either I'm missing something or Vegan Gains is the healthiest dude on the planet. I don't know. I'm happy for somebody else who's more knowledgeable in the blood test realm to give me the feedback. So, it is what it is. No, I don't think he's going to die first. He's not going to die. All right, guys. We've pumped out a clean 3 hours and 7 minutes. I only plan to go for 2 hours today. My throat is roasted. My voice sounds like I'm an elderly person right now. Yeah, Clown, he does have other problems, but we don't know if they're exactly diet related. I don't know. It's a tough call. See, I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. We do need cholesterol. I do believe that. I'm not scared of higher cholesterol than when the tests show slightly higher cholesterol. Okay, so guys, I'm going to start to shut down the stream here. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. I love all the new faces. Make sure you guys like this live stream. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you soon. Appreciate it once again. And I'm out.